All right, everybody,
right.
welcome to the podcast, the Entrepreneurs Talking About Stuff podcast. Today we're here with, as usual, Frank and our special guest, Thanya or Tanya.
Oh, hello. It's Tanya, but it's fine.
Are we supposed to say your
How
real
do we
name?
know each other? How do we know each other, guys? How do we meet? How do we meet Tanya? How do we know her?
I can let you know, I can tell you guys like how I ended up meeting you guys because I ended up being there alone, right? So
True.
I met Frank and Mark in a, I was at like COVID-19 friendly piss pool in Mexico. I was in Mexico by myself and I was just trying to make friends, which honestly, like for you guys, like I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it was honestly one girl for every 20 dudes. It was just like a sausage fest.
Isn't that just isn't that just like normal life? Like I feel like that's like 95% of situations.
I think that has to do with the girls being smarter and knowing that you have to be safe and stay at home, and the guys just being idiots.
There's a reason. All those memes where it's like, oh, this is why like women live longer and stuff. So yeah, that could be like some evolutionary stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Tanya is more of a dude than a girl. Like that's why she was out there.
What?
I am definitely a bro. I'm a bit of a bro.
I mean, think about it,
than
guys.
Usual.
Think about it. The other girl we were hanging out with, she's into boxing. So I think this is a good.
Wait, she's into boxing?
She boxes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. She is into boxing. Yeah, that was yeah.
So
damn, she had a crazy hook. She had a damn. I saw her like do some practice punches, and I was like. Rut-row. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we spent the week together. We had dinners together. We went snorkeling. We had like a big family-sized sleepover. And now I'm on episode 2. And I made a cut in the group chat, which is great because, I'm just kind of a random addition.
Yeah. Tanya became one of our best friends,
Oh, that's so sweet of you, Frank. Oh, you're such a nice guy, Frank. Wow.
She's from Calgary. She's from Calgary, right? Where
can we disclose that? Are we allowed to disclose that?
No. Oh yeah, it's fine.
Regardless,
totally cool
we can hear it in your accent, anyways. So
yeah,
it's quite.
I'm originally from Ottawa. I just moved here like 2 years ago.
And by the way, when we met, sorry to cut you off, but I met Tanya and I was like, this girl's a riot. She should have her She should have her own podcast. She's so entertaining. And so we said, you should be on our second episode. And now she's planning her own podcast. So you could plug
I'm launching it next week.
Plug alert.
Oh, hells yeah. I am launching my podcast next week.
Can you throw some air horns on the edit of this, like like beep, 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 beep. But anyway,
what is the podcast name? Yeah. What's the podcast name?
What are you gonna call it?
So my podcast is called Mediocre.Blonde because I'm never good enough. So yay!
Oh, you can't
see. Okay. Wait. There's another male aspect of you where you're self-deprecating, right? You're being
always
like, which men are like I heard right. Men are not supposed to do that to you.
I heard. I may have once or twice potentially heard that. I
might have listened to a lot of dating advice YouTube channels, right? And
maybe
that,
yes.
Right?
I may or may not have. I cannot confirm nor deny.
This is not a self-reflection, like closed captioned.
Yeah. So Tanya. Okay. So me and Mark. More me. Like I want to learn about this.
What do you mean more you?
World.
What do you mean
more
you?
You don't do online dating, okay? You like
That's
to do
true.
in person. Mark is the type of guy that likes to go to a bar when bars used to be open and just be like, "Hey, how are you?" Stuff like that. I'm not really into that, like talking this to a stranger. That's weird. I'd rather.
Yeah, you're right. I love that. Oh God, I love that. Oh, it's so much fun. But it's not limited to bars, by the way. It's
yeah. But the closing rate. I must admit, it's probably better. Mark says it's much better because a lot of girls are more humble when you just approach them in a supermarket or at a bar or something. Like, hey, what's going on? They'll be like, yeah, what's up? Well, and talk to you.
Well. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, versus the dating apps, they might talk to you for a second. My opinion is the dating apps. I'm not going to compare it to fishing, but sometimes the fish want to come out. and other times the fish want to stay at the bottom watching Netflix. All right, and they don't want to be bothered, and they want to hibernate, right? And
what do you? Go. Sorry.
Well, I was just saying, I think that's where we are right now, except for Thanya. Why? Because Thanya is more of a dude, and she's willing to go out and adventure. And
take one for the team.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Unlimited dating stories. Unlimited. Right?
She actually does. And that's our plan today, actually, isn't it? To read some of the reviews. So Thanya actually went to some of her
an experiment.
Yeah, she talked to some of her ex-boyfriends, and by some, I mean a lot. And she
on Instagram, right? Like you did it like an Instagram story of some sort.
And I was like, hey, yeah, pretty much. I just went on Instagram and I was like, hey, if we've ever dated, if you ever thought we dated, if we were in a relationship, if I led you on and and you thought that we were exclusive, if we ever went on a first date, if like anything, you tried to pursue me romantically and I friend zoned you, like literally, fucking hit me up and give me honest review of what it was like dating me or doing that. And I feel like if you want to completely destroy your mental health, I highly recommend this activity because I only got one good one.
But Thanya, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself. We don't really know that much about you, except that
that's true.
We
need a little background.
You on vacation. Tell us about yourself. I know you told me a little bit about yourself, MTV, and you're a child star, like a child.
What? I didn't know that. What? You're a child star?
I'm not a child star, but I did do television growing up, and I was one of the main characters on this really shitty show that's now canceled, but it was a French show, like back home in Ottawa. So it was like a Christmas special, sitting on Santa's lap, and kind of, but it was live. My first ever gig was a live show.
Damn.
So
what were your
I've
lines?
always been it was live, so I had to wing
lines?
it.
Was like
all improv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So pretty much, I did that for a while, and then I started doing interviews in different schools and stuff. Sporting events and this is the volleyball star and just stuff like that. So I've always kind of had my foot in the door and did some extra work when I lived in Toronto. And I've always kind of been wanting to go in the entertainment business.
Wait a minute.
That's not porn.
Are you okay? I just realized something. I just realized something. You used to be a child star, and Mark used to be. Mark used to be a YouTube star. Mark used to message Justin Bieber on the regular.
That's an embellishment. No, that's an embellishment. But I mean,
oh my God, Mark, maybe we're so.
Mark, maybe you should tell that story. Mark was almost a YouTube star. Is that fair to say?
No, I wouldn't say I was almost. I was a has-been. I was. So this is quite the crazy story. But oh man, we're gonna go on a tangent here. But yeah,
we're gonna go on a tangent a bit about this, and then we'll go back to Tanya's. I always say Thanya because she has an H in it, but we'll go back to her career as a child star. But tell them real quick about how you used to talk to Justin Bieber on the reg.
So I used to be, I'm gonna pat myself on the back here. I used to be 93rd most subscribed all time on YouTube. When I was 12 years old, grade 6 to grade 8 roughly. I had a YouTube channel and stuff.
Wait. Let me just plug this so that we could do a thumbnail on this. So you were 93rd on YouTube. Get this, back in the MySpace days when when you were just a little kid. I used to be the number one artist before you two on MySpace at one point.
Damn,
back when it was.
That's crazy.
So I mean, we've all been famous on some of the major platforms on the internet. Okay, let's continue. So Justin Bieber.
Okay, you just want to cut right to it, huh? Yeah, so, I mean, there's a little backstory on this, and so essentially what had happened was the reason I deleted my account is my family never knew, and they still don't, so if ever they listen to this, they're going to be like, damn. But what happened was there was this, how do I say this in a politically correct way, a person who would take advantage of children on the internet, I guess a predator. And he started. It was kind of crazy what he did, but I mean, I'm not gonna say it was smart, but it was. Anyway, so he made a channel called YouTube All-Star Kids, and the whole purpose of doing YouTube All-Star Kids, also known as Y-Task, was to get like all the kids on YouTube into like one thing. And he was, I don't know, he was like 30 something, and he's actually from Calgary, by the way. And
typical.
And his name was DJ, and so he would message like all these kids and be like, hey. His pitch was, hey, like, I'm starting this network for like YouTube All-Star Kids. We're gonna like, do like a channel like with all the kids, and we're gonna just pull them all together, and we're gonna just make a network, and we're gonna post, collabs and things along those lines on this one channel. At one point, and the thing is, he really worked hard for us to not tell our parents. So my parents had like absolutely no idea. And this guy, what he would do is he would send me like stuff from my computer in the mail. Like I was like, oh man, I need RAM for editing. I need like computer parts. And so I would get like RAM in the mail.
Wait,
and I was like 12 or 13. I was 12 or 13.
Okay.
And my mom is like I remember I'm like, hey mom, like, can we go to like the mailbox on the way to school? And like we went and so we go to the mailbox, and I pick up this package, and she's like, what is that? Like, where did you get that? And I used to get a lot of books at the time, and I had like chapters points. So I was like, yeah, I bought them with my chapters points. And anyway, so that was this whole thing. My family had no idea, but like all my friends knew, people at school knew, and
yeah, but
and the thing
what
with
did
Justin
he do
Bieber,
that was so bad? Like, what?
Oh well, he was so the thing is, so I mean, I was lucky enough because I never had anything crazy done to me like that, like in terms of like truly illegal, but. There was this YouTube, this other guy on YouTube. His name was GIR2007, GIR 2007. He was huge at the time, like really, really big. I think he's still on it, but I don't know if he posts anymore. And what I had is I made a little email address where if you were like one of my subscribers, you could get my videos so that you can make like mashups or whatever. So I had a Hotmail, and I would like just message my fans on MSN. Like, I would just be like, hey, add me on MSN, whatever, if you want to talk. And so, like, I would literally have, like, direct communication with my fans. And so this guy, this YouTuber at the time, messaged me, and he's like, hey, like, don't talk to this guy. Like, this guy is a pedophile. You need to get out of this. And so, luckily, I was able to, like, get out of that group because he told me that this guy was, like, dude, he had bad intentions. But some of the things, like, the worst thing that he ever got me to do, or... No, he never actually got me to do it, but the thing that he tried to get me to do is he called me on a video chat, and he's like, hey, I want you to take your shirt off, and I want you to sneeze. And he's like, do you know what a fetish is? Like, I have a fetish for, like, sneezing. I swear to God, that is a true story. And
that is so weird.
Okay, but who was the guy warning you? Who was this guy warning you?
He was another YouTuber who was aware of what was going on. And he was like, right. I mean, you could check his YouTube videos out as GIR 2007. Right. And then, anyway, so the whole story with Justin Bieber, though, is I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Justin Bieber got his start on YouTube. And so at the time, his channel, like, we were not, like, he was, I mean, I don't remember the numbers, but I mean, at one point, obviously, I was more subscribed than him. And so, so Justin Bieber got roped into this, Y-Task thing. And we would have these, like, little meetings and stuff, with DJ, who was the guy, like, like all the kids together and whatever on Skype. And there were a couple meetings where Justin Bieber was there. The thing, though, with Justin Bieber is his mom was pretty heavily involved. So she was the kind of parent that was like rarely, like, pretty much in the meetings. And she was like, this guy is a fraud and he's a pedophile. So he got out of there. But if ever I did meet Justin Bieber again, I could be like, hey, I was in those Skype calls, man, and honestly, I don't know if he'd remember me, but he would definitely remember those Skype calls, that's for sure. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Like,
that's insane.
Yeah, some of the things, like the craziest lie, I mean, not the craziest lie he told me, but, I mean, it goes even deeper than that. I don't want to talk about it for too much, but he lied to us. He's like, yeah, we're going to get sponsored by EA, and then, like, there was another pedophile involved, and
there's apparently a lot of there's a lot of
nuts.
pedophiles on the internet, right?
Yeah,
they go by different codes or something, right? Like
yeah,
they talk to each other in code. right? But I mean, that's a conspiracy, right? Let's not get into that.
But we took quite the tangent from.
Let's go back. Let's go back to Thanya, our guest star. Like, so she was a star. A big star.
Frank, let's talk about you, man. What are you talking about? We got to talk about you a little bit.
You were the biggest star of this podcast. Sorry, Mark.
No, it's okay. My ego. No, I'm kidding.
I used to be in a metal band.
I feel like I'm not offended.
I used to be in a metal band, guys. They were very famous, you know. But let's not talk about that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I just told the story of how, I was accosted by a pedophile, and you're like, I don't want to talk about my metal band. What do you mean? You can't get away with that.
Band, you know, toured around the world. It was cool. I think I mentioned it last podcast, right? My tour.
Briefly, you did. It was cool.
Yeah, I toured with bands and famous bands that became famous, and I never became famous, and that's it, you know. And so
you're
now,
famous to us, Frank.
Now we're trying to become famous. That's what my point of this whole tangent here is.
Wait,
we all had a taste of fame, and now we're trying to become famous. But
I'm not. Okay.
We only got 27 views, guys. We only got 27 views,
and probably 26 of those are Frank. But
and guys,
I didn't even listen to it.
Wait. The people listening, if you don't subscribe, we're not going to make videos anymore because we're trying to get famous here. If you're not going to get us famous by subscribing,
don't make a promise.
Frank, I want you to give me an affirmation. I want to hear Frank. Okay, guys, for everyone listening, Frank has these like affirmations, which is fine. Like they're awesome. Like. I believe in like affirmations and like setting goals and stuff, but like Frank is on a next level when it comes to these affirmations. They are hilarious.
Well, okay, now we're getting into business. We're getting into business.
No, we're not getting into business. We're getting into life.
Any billionaire, millionaire, whatever you want to say it, they are all into affirmations, and they've probably all read the book Think and Grow Rich. So I mean, if you have goals, I mean. When it comes to affirmations
dude,
okay, so
I'm making fun of you. Dude, did I offend you? No, the reason I want to talk about it is because the way you do them are funny. When you were yelling in the mirror, but I mean, that was hilarious.
But wait a minute, guys, this is not a business podcast. This is we have become a dating podcast. Okay, we're changing our direction.
What do you mean? No, we're not. We're multifaceted.
Okay, fine. Look, we're multifaceted. Here it is, right? Okay, this is what it is, right? Because we got to try and make it look like we have coherent or whatever. Like we're a business podcast, okay? But when it comes to life, negotiation is everything, right? Yeah. And a relationship is a negotiation, okay? It is a negotiation. When you match with a girl and you're doing that small talk and you're trying to convince her to go on a date, that's like business is psychology, dating is psychology, all right? It's all connected. And if you're successful at one, well, unfortunately for me, I'm successful in the business place, sometimes successful in the dating area, but not nearly as successessful as Thanya. Because Thanya
that's a great segue, dude.
Time.
Wow, that was smooth.
She is dating full time, okay? Like
how are you not successful with transitions like that, man? That was smooth. Anyway, go Thanya.
Yeah. But look, Thanya is dating full time, so we need to ask an expert. I'm
a full-time dater.
Yeah, we need to ask an expert and try to get an idea of what to do, what not to do, what it's like in this war zone, this competitive war zone. Because if you want to compare business is competitive. It's war. It's killing. It's murder. Okay? And dating is the same thing, right?
Especially online
there's
dating.
murder. Where's the murderer?
Well, you want to murder your competition, right? And I mean,
okay. Well, sometimes you
can't, right? When you got these Brad Pitts on these dating apps, and you got to compete with these Brad Pitts that are like in the background. They have their like $50 million mansion because they're old money from Long Island or whatever. Like it's hard to compete with that. And I mean, it's true for the women too. The women they're like. All women, like 80, 90%, whatever the metric is, they're going for the 1% of men, right? The 1%, the good-looking, 6 foot tall, abs, old money, super successful, smart, educated. Not only just educated, his family's educated for for 200 years. So the girl's not
I want to date this guy, man. I want to date this guy.
The girl's not even worried that her kids are going to become dumb. I'm not talking about new money. Girls do not trust new money. They look at that guy.
What do you mean? Why is it? Are you talking from experience? Are you talking from experience?
Look, I'm telling you, they don't trust. Why? You want to know why? Because the hot girl, let's say the educated hot girl, she wants to make sure her kid gets an education. If they go after the new money, that new money guy, maybe his parents were farmers or something in another country.
What's wrong?
And many generations of no higher education. And what do you think is going to happen? Heredity is going to happen. So I'm saying that the kid that she has might not go to college, right? Versus if she dates that old money guy that, for generations, my, higher education or whatever, we've all graduated from Harvard. She's going to trust that guy. And yes, I've been in this situation. Oh, that was a doctor.
Dude, I couldn't tell, man. Honestly, I've never been in a situation like that. Not once.
Well, okay. I've been there.
Can you please tell me one of these stories, Frank? Please.
I don't go for guys like that. So.
Look, we're not going to go on a tangent about this. We're going to go.
No, we have to. Come on. The listeners want to hear it, man.
The people want it, Frank.
This is democracy. We live in a society, Frank.
Look, the point that I'm saying is this dating world is super competitive. And Tanya knows, and she's going to help us to understand, right?
But we got to hear your story first. Come on.
No, we'll get to that later. Should we get to the reviews? Should we get to the
that's
Tanya
what everyone's
reviews?
waiting for.
Yeah, that's what everyone's waiting for.
So
it's juicy.
We haven't read these yet, by the way.
Yeah, I made sure to send it to them super last minute, just so we get a genuine reaction on air. I read them, and I've been crying myself to sleep for the last 3 days. It's great. Just kidding, I have no emotion. But but yeah, so you guys you're narrating this stuff, you can pick and choose. You guys probably have the same order. The first one is actually pretty bad. And yeah, this will not make me look good whatsoever, but I'm so excited.
I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it.
First one.
I need this link again here.
Okay, so she insisted I get tested for STDs and required photographic proof before agreeing to spread her abnormally long legs. Look, your legs are long, but they look good. You got good proportions,
Thanks.
Okay, Tanya? Your proportions
Thanks, Daddy Frank.
are great. Usually, I'm not into tall girls, but you got this skinniness and this really nice proportion. It's very nice.
Yeah, these guys don't even know how tall. I'm 5'10", and I'm really skinny.
Yeah, you're 5'10".
Anyways.
You're 5'10", really skinny. Good for tall guys. I'm not tall, right? So I usually want to go for the 5'5" or whatever, but I gotta say, Tanya has a really good 5'10" ratio. It's very good.
I would agree.
Victoria's Secret measurement.
Good proportions.
She has the Barbie proportions. Okay, so continuing this guy.
Continue.
She was weirded out by my attempts to sleep in my birthday suit before she ultimately gave me scabies. From the filthy scabies. Okay, scabies.
Is that
from
true?
It's disgusting.
From the filthy trains she rode daily for work, or she claimed. Maybe giving handies in business class for extra tips. Handies? Were you giving hand jobs?
I wasn't. He's just bitter. Anyways, continue.
Okay. I was just the flavor of those few months. A moving crew. So a moving crew and an IKEA furniture assembler, been there, pushes everyone away, and I think she's a closet lesbian. I'm still fucked.
I'd still fuck her though.
I'd still fuck her though, so I must not have been too traumatized. All right.
Oh wow.
So this guy
that's like a 50-50.
Yeah,
okay,
he gave you 2 stars.
Guy.
That's not bad. You got to tell us. So what is it? Who is this?
Tell us. No, give us background on this guy. Describe this guy first.
How would you rate him? How would you rate him?
Honestly, I would essentially rate him 2.5 stars.
Okay.
Okay, describe him. I have no idea who this guy is.
Does he
Who's going to listen to this?
Does he have 3 generations of Harvard-educated people in his family, or?
No.
Oh, okay.
So the thing is, though, he was a nice guy. We were actually like matchmakered through a mutual friend. So it was like,
blind date?
One of my really good friends, her boyfriend was like, yo, I work with this guy and I think you guys would get along. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up meeting up, and then we just never stopped hanging out. So it like organically grew into like a relationship. Mm-hmm. We dated for like 3 months, and because of the nature of his work, he was a very assertive person. So he would kind of, the way that he would talk to me was like very condescending.
What was his job? Yeah, what did he do?
Yeah, what did he do?
Military.
Oh.
What
did he do in the military?
So I thought he was a sergeant because the way he would talk to me was condescending as fuck. Yeah. But no, it was... I actually don't really remember which department because I didn't even pay that much attention. But yeah, that lasted 3 months, and then I broke it off.
Has he killed? Has he killed before?
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
No.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Canadians kill anybody.
Okay.
No, they're like, I'm going to go and plant some trees and then come back and get paid $13,000 a month. Yay,
okay, so not a killer, not a killer.
But yeah, not a killer. Anyways, so super nice guy. He's still, I don't want to say like one of my favorite exes, but he was really funny. So that's kind of like the key for me. Like humor is definitely key. I definitely... dumped him in a really not very nice way. I just kind of like sat there and I broke it off, but I had already packed all the stuff in a duffel bag and I just kind of told him to leave. And I was living in Toronto at the time and he wasn't from Toronto. I was like, yeah, you can go. And then I just watched him leave.
Where is he from?
He was living just on the outskirts of Toronto, but like it was still like an hour and a half drive.
And how?
But he didn't have his car. He didn't have anything. Like he was just visiting from. He was like based in Ottawa at the time, I think.
Yeah.
So he was just in Toronto coming to see me, and then he was like, "Okay, screw it. Like I'm just gonna go to my parents' house or whatever."
Damn.
So I literally just sat there and I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling this anymore. He's like, what the hell happened? And I was like, I'm just not feeling this anymore.
Wait,
and then he left.
Wait, stop.
Yeah.
Stop, not feeling this anymore. Okay,
yeah.
What made you lose attraction?
Honestly, it was just like the condescending tone that he would have to me. I was just like, dude, don't talk to me like, I think he was like an officer. So I was like, don't talk to me like I'm some like bitch that just got
but you started the relationship,
you know what I mean?
With him acting like this, no?
No. He was nice in the beginning, and then like the more we would like fight, it would just like be super condescending, and I was just like, okay, I'm out. But the thing is, he's not a bad guy. That's the thing, though. He's a really, really good guy, and he has his shit together now, and like he's doing really well for himself.
Did he have his shit together then?
For the most part, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's doing better in the military now than he was before. This is years ago. I think it was like 5-6 years ago.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so wait, the lesson we can learn here...
The scabies thing is
What is scabies? Sorry, what is scabies? I don't know what that is.
It's literally... Oh, it's disgusting. Like,
let's
almost...
Pull it up, Jamie. No.
Okay, don't Google image it, though. So it's pretty much when you have little bugs growing under your skin from head to toe, and you have to, like, use this, like, bleach cream all over your body, and it, like...
God. I'm looking at it right now.
And then you have... It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross.
It almost looks like leprosy.
Jesus.
But it can't kill you.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
So allegedly, so he thinks I gave it to him, and I think he gave it to me. So
wait,
it's like
you had
we
it?
don't know. Yeah, we both had it, and he's like, "You gave it to me off the train."
What?
I was like, "Well, you gave it to me from being outside." Like,
what did you have to do?
Okay.
Well, he was in the military. Wouldn't they have that in the military, at like military bunkers and stuff?
Yeah, well, who knows? Yeah. So allegedly. So we don't know where it came from. He still blames me, and that's it. But the thing is, like, yeah, it was really shitty.
Okay.
So that's that.
Next
review, friends.
Wait. I was just going to ask you one question. No, real quick.
Yeah.
When you said you lost attraction, did you feel like it happened instantaneously, or was it like a gradual thing? Because I've been in that situation where like it just goes to like from like hot to cold with a girl.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? And so I'm
for me,
curious
it's
to know
instant.
about that. Yeah.
It's scary.
What set you off there?
So one fight made you lose attraction?
Yeah.
Really?
I know, but that's me though. That's not like I don't want to generalize for all women.
I don't know. I think it's a lot of women kind of like I've heard some stories.
I don't know. You know, as much as you say that, I wonder if it was kind of like a straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it was a slow thing, slow fade.
Yeah.
Right, but well,
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, next
review.
Next review.
Okay.
All right, go.
Mark going at it or Frank?
Yeah, I'll go for it. All right.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All I remember is she flipped her shit, disappeared, dyed her hair red, and got a tattoo all in one weekend. Dodged a bullet, if you ask me. Okay, 1-star review, by the way, 1 star. So, tell us about this. What is this?
How long were you with this guy for?
How old were you?
I was 21.
Okay, did you actually
22?
Is this actually true? Do you even
Yes.
have? Oh my God, you do have a tattoo. Where is it again?
I have 3 tattoos.
I can't remember what it was.
I have a star tattoo behind my left ear.
Okay.
I have script on my ribs, and I have a Simba tattoo next to my crotch.
Oh God.
Yeah, don't get tattoos when you're under the influence at parties. That's my
No way.
How long did you date this guy for? Like this 1-star guy?
That one was not very long, a few months.
Okay, so how was
Okay.
that?
Yeah. It was very, like, short-lived, like, no comment. Like, it was just, like, me doing my own thing. And, like, he was, like, a rebound. I was like, okay, I'm out.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
A rebound.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else anything else
To
significant?
add to that one?
Yeah.
Nah.
All right, Frank, go for it.
That one didn't mean too much in your life then, huh?
Yeah.
That guy sounded like a boring date, no?
It was a rebound.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
Just a
why
rebound.
you were so bored that you went to dye your hair and got tattoos because you went.
I was having like a mental crisis. Like I had just gotten out of a 3-year relationship and I
Yeah.
was like serial dating after that.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I'm gonna get a tattoo and I'm gonna dye my hair red and like wear black
by the
eyeliner
way-
and go
by the
way-
bloody. Like,
By the way,
yeah,
do
I have
you-
pictures. I'll show you guys.
Do you have a type or the type of guys you've
Well, that's a
dated?
good
have
question.
All been
That's
very
gonna
different?
be that's gonna be a question after the reviews because that's like such a good question. But
Yeah.
no, I don't have a type. If you line up all my ex-boyfriends, all the guys that I've dated or like gone on dates with, they all look different. Different heights, different
Okay, good. So you
eye
don't
color. Nah,
All right.
Yeah, interesting.
nah.
Okay.
So, all right, next
Go
review
for it,
is
Frank.
tends to end things in the most burn everything then salt the earth way possible. Don't know what he's talking about. What 2-star review?
Well, the 2
what does he mean?
stars.
I don't really know what that means either. I guess I just thought maybe it meant like I'm salty and I'm just like I come off as extremely I don't give a shit and
Yeah,
I
but
just
who's
walk
this
away
guy? Give
and
us
I
a
do my
background.
own
I
thing.
don't. I think we have the what's it called? I think we have. I mean, the previous review answers that question.
Look,
Yeah.
this guy gives you a 2 review, right? A 2.
Yeah.
But like, what do you give him? Like, if you were to like say line up all your boyfriends, where would he line up? Would he be number 5
He
favorite?
wouldn't even be in the lineup. He wouldn't even be in the lineup because it was just someone that I was getting to know, and then
Okay.
it just fizzled out, and he was just like,
Did you guys
heard about it?
Did you guys frig though? Did you frig?
No.
No, you didn't frig.
No,
do
we
you
didn't.
think it fizzled out
Yeah.
because you were not attracted to this guy?
No, I think it fizzled out because I'm emotionally unavailable, and people just like they're like, oh, like, do you like me? Do you not like me? Like, I
Yeah.
tend to leave guys very.
Okay, wait,
okay,
we need a
listen,
question.
listen.
We got to. Well, hold on. What does it mean to you when you say, "Oh, I'm emotionally unavailable"? I feel like that's like a hashtag nowadays. It's like so.
No,
like,
I could answer this. I know so much about women. I am
Okay.
the woman. I'm the woman expert. I'm going to tell you what this guy did wrong. I'm going to tell. I already know it.
What do you
I know
mean?
the whole story. I know the whole story. She didn't even say it. I know the whole story. What this
All
guy
right.
did. What this guy did was. So what are we? Are we
Oh, yeah.
boyfriend? And, look, see, high level IQ, Mark. See what I'm saying? So
Dude,
this guy
Frank.
this guy made a
Frank.
mistake. This guy made a mistake. Look, they might have
Yeah.
had
He
something,
rushed it.
but he put too much pressure on her. It's never the guy's place to ask, what are we? That's the girl's place. Look, I might be lame for listening to these dating coaches, but these dating coaches give advice just like a good business coach would give advice. You don't go to a bank and say, hey, I need a loan. And I need it desperately because I'm having cash flow problems. You don't do that, all right? You're just like, hey, business is going pretty good. It would help to have a loan. It would help a bit. You know, I don't really need it. But like this guy is,
I could use a couple of
this
million.
guy is saying, look, Tanya, we've been dating for how many times? We went on 2 or 3 dates.
We
I wanna
went on 3 dates.
Yeah, exactly. High level IQ right here. I want to know what we are. What are we? Huh, Tanya? Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. I want to know, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Yes or no?
Frank,
it's a yes or no question.
Frank, are you talking from experience here, or are you talking from what?
Look, I've made this mistake before where I say, so you want to be my girlfriend? It was okay for me. It worked out. She became my girlfriend, right? Okay. But I think it was a real bad move. You don't do that. You just date. You just have fun. And then you let her be the little girl that goes, what are we? Are we boyfriend or girlfriend? Are you seeing someone else? That's how you do it. So, we learned something from that. This guy doesn't know psychology, all right? So, guys, listeners,
man, Frank,
learn from that.
Dude, Frank, man, you got... I'm impressed, man. That's knowledge right there. Jesus.
All right, next review. We're learning. We're learning.
Where are we?
God, I know which one the next one is.
Is it my turn to read this one? Can we say this on the air? Wouldn't watch me jerk myself off is incredibly selfish. 3 stars, though. So
3 stars.
That's, I mean...
What is this Louis C.K. stuff right here?
Yeah,
what
good
is
point.
this?
Okay.
R. Kelly.
All right.
Wait. Background. We always need a background. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
What does he do for a living? We need to understand. Describe him.
So... we went. So when this happened, I'll tell you the story. This was like technically our second meetup, like our second date. Our first date, we walked around downtown, grabbed Starbucks, and just like chatted, like getting to know each other.
What, a daytime date? This guy's bringing you out in the daytime?
In the day?
What's the problem with that, dude? Whoa! Why do you guys have such a problem with that? I love that daytime stuff.
Where is that gonna lead? Where is that? Hey, okay, cool, nice talking. Okay, drive you home. Bye.
Whoa! What are you saying? What's wrong with that? Yo, all your dates don't have to be at night. They can be in the day too. Sometimes it's not gonna lead
to some passionate making out. All right, it's not gonna lead there. Hey,
why not? Why not? What are you talking about? That's not true.
Come on. Nice brunch. Want to come back to my place and watch Netflix at 3 p.m.? You really think that's gonna work out?
Frank. Oh my, no, dude. You don't do it like that. You gotta incorporate it. You have to allow for that stuff to happen. You have to go on like some hike to a top of a mountain and then have wine in your backpack or something. And then there's like a freaking, I don't know, an owl that lands, and there's like a freaking fucking deer and a doe, and they're like prancing along. And then she's like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. And like, I just want to kiss you right now. Like, oh my God. Like, you got to do stuff like that, man. You don't take her to brunch. Obviously not. Like, come on, man. Like, bruh.
Yeah, look what ended up happening to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, generally, I wouldn't say, like, you don't jerk off on the second date. Just, I'd probably kiss on the first date.
What is it about what does he do? Is he a comedian like Louis C.K.? Like, what does he do?
No. I can't tell you what the nature of his job is, but...
Why not?
Because I can't.
Well, now everybody wants to know.
He's a member of the law. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty obvious.
So, yeah. Well, hey, I didn't say it. So essentially we went on this first date with, like, the Starbucks walking around downtown Ottawa. So, like, you know what I mean? It was, like, this, again, was years ago. And it was, like, walking by the canal, okay? Very typical first date stuff. And then I was like, well, when am I going to see you again? It's like, let's link up again.
Wait, typical? Your typical date is a walk? The guys don't bring you out for cocktails or something?
I don't go for the most, let's just say the guys that I go for don't really... I've never actually been taken out on, like, a fancy
I feel like those are overrated.
Tanya, I'm taking you out for a fancy date, all right? I'm going to come.
All right, I'm flying to Montreal.
Damn. Well, Frank, you're going to have to do it before 8 p.m.
Come to Montreal. I'm going to take you for cocktails, a steak restaurant. I'm going to wine and dine you. You're going to be like a head taller than me, and people are going to be like, whoa, that guy's dating like a girl taller than him?
Damn,
like,
he
must be really cool. He must be really cool.
You know? People are going to think you ordered me online. That's what most people think when I go out. So...
Damn.
Oh, God.
All right.
So a walk date. All right. Cool.
Okay. So second date, I go to this guy's house.
Oh, okay. And you know what you're in store for, though, right? You know what's up.
Oh, yeah. So I was like, okay, we're going to go watch a movie. So I was like, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, so we're just like at his house, we're chatting for a bit, and it's going really well.
Yeah.
And we just started talking about like our lives and where we grew up and whatever. And then he suggested that we go watch TV in his room. So I was like, okay, cool.
Wow. How did he say it? How did he say it, though? How did he say it? Was he like, hey, want to go watch some TV in my room? Or
wait, how old are you? How old are you at this point? Because if you're like...
early 20s.
Okay, that's fine. Early 20s, that passes. It passes.
Okay, so, and I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the washroom to freshen up. Like, I thought there would be a potential hookup situation. So I just, like, prepared myself just in case. Like, you get
What do you mean
wipes.
just in case? Like, I feel
you keep the wipes in your purse, Mark.
Look, no. I'm not saying just in case. I mean, like, we know what's happening here. I mean, I guess we know there's a little bit of a twist, but...
Bert Kreischer gave the name for this. It's called a whore's shower. It's when you wash the pits. Bath? I think it's Bert Kreischer, one of those comedians. Where whore bath, whatever you want to call it. Where you wash the pits and you wash the whatever other parts, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, but the thing is, though, I was like, oh, well, maybe he's actually a good guy and he just wants to watch TV in his room. That's how stupid I am. But I was like, okay. I went to the bathroom. Success. So I went to the bathroom to just in case. So if, let's say, nothing happens. But if it does, at least I'm prepared. Okay?
Okay, yes.
So I come out of the bathroom. And I shit you not, this guy is laying, like, half sitting on his bed, like, prompted up on a pillow with no pants on and no underwear on. So he pulled the naked man on me, okay?
He did. Oh, yeah, he actually did. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so he's just, like, full dick out, jerking off. Like,
wait, did he ask permission? Did he ask for permission?
No, I was in the bathroom.
Whoa, wait, is that illegal?
Wait. It's not 2019 or 2020, so did he have to ask for permission? He probably still had to, right?
Honestly, I guess he had the same idea that, like, oh, maybe something's gonna happen. Like, it was, like, some pretty, like, good vibes, though, so, like, whatever. But anyway, so he's just, like, full dick out, jerking off, and I walk in there, like, awkward, and I sit on the bed, like, what do I do? Do I start a conversation? Like, do I just sit there?
What's up? What about that TV show? What are we watching?
And I'm, like, fully clothed, but he's sitting, like, on the other side of the bed, so I walk in, and it's very, like, feng shui or whatever, so, like, the bed is, like, facing the bed, or the door, so he's sitting on the far end of the bed. And I was just like, okay, like, do I start a conversation? What do I do? Because I'm so awkward. I sit on the opposite corner of the bed, and I was, like, trying to get closer, and he's like, no, I just want you to watch. Just watch. So I'm sitting on this dude's bed in silent, who's jerking off in just a t-shirt, watching The Simpsons on low volume. I'm like, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here.
How is this possible? This is
right?
real.
But yeah, so I was like, there's no way I was gonna stay and watch fucking, like, Winnie the Pooh in a t-shirt with his dick out.
What was his personality like? What was it like?
He was actually a very nice, like, macho, like, he's just like a manly dude. And, like, so I called my brother, and my brother picked me up, and I went home.
Okay. All right. Did he finish?
Well, I mean, he said I was selfish, so
This is on the second date?
Wait, so he finished or he did not finish?
I don't know, I left before he did.
You left,
okay. Do you think you have to kiss on the first date? Do you think that's a must?
No.
Okay.
No. The guy I went on a date with yesterday, I didn't kiss him.
Do you think...
But does that make you feel like he doesn't like you, though, if he doesn't kiss you on the first date?
Well, he tried. I just dodged it.
Oh, okay. But what do you think, though? What do you think?
It doesn't sound
like you like him.
Oh, no. He was chill. He was actually pretty cool.
But why? Because was it during the daytime? Was that why?
It was actually very late at night. But honestly, I know myself, and I don't want to waste somebody's time, especially if they're really nice. Even if I just went on a date with them and wasted, like, 3 hours of their fucking
okay, so
meeting.
why didn't you want to kiss
I mean,
him?
come on, you have to go. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right? Yeah, but why didn't you...
he was actually really cool. He was actually really cool.
So why not give
is he
him a
too
kiss?
nice?
Well, what's the big deal?
He's very nice. I don't know. I think part of me is just I don't want a relationship right now. So I'm like, oh my God, like this guy is so nice. Like I don't want to give him the wrong idea, but I definitely want to be friends. And we're actually going drinking next week.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
You know what though?
Maybe.
Honestly,
he's gonna listen to this.
He's getting you on the second date, right?
I've literally done this to someone as a girl, and like I regret not following through. But honestly, I was the same thing where I was like this girl's super nice, you know, she's super whatever, and I was in a different country, and like she was like a really nice girl, and then I was like she's like, oh, okay, let's go back to your place or whatever, and I'm like, yo, I can't do this to you. I'm like, oh man, because like she like really liked me and stuff. And anyway, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Look,
I was like, man,
look, you didn't want to do it with that girl because you didn't really like her that much, and she was such a good girl. You liked her as a friend, but you didn't like her. But
that's true.
But like Tanya,
that's actually a good point, man. Maybe I was just lying to myself.
Tanya's obviously attracted because she's going for the second date. If a girl agrees to go on a second date with me, I'm like, yeah, she's attracted. I probably got this one, right? I got this one. She's going on a second date. Damn, it's all good.
It's in the bag.
So like this guy.
I mean, that's not necessarily true, but anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, what do you think, Tanya? You're going on a second date with this guy. Doesn't that mean your attraction level is high enough?
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
yes.
But the thing is, though, I tend to friend zone a lot of dudes, and I feel like that's why I have a lot of male friends. I friend zone a lot of guys, but they're like, okay, well, if we can't date, like, I'm still down to be friends, even if it sucks.
Okay,
chill.
but when you say friend zone, is this like friends with benefits or friends with absolutely no benefits?
Like the family zone?
Nothing.
Oh, that's the worst, eh? When it's like,
Okay,
you're like
but the
family
thing
to
is-
me.
But they keep coming. The thing is, though, it's a friend zone without a hookup. But then they keep wanting to hang out with you, maybe because they have hope that you hook up. It's
here's
terrible.
a good question.
It's terrible.
Do you think?
Wait. But when you say possible hookup, are you getting a rush or a high? Are you getting a little bit of a rush or a high from them trying to hook up with you or wanting to hook up with you? Where you're like, man, I got like 20 good friends that are just wanting to bang me. Like, are you doing that on purpose for ego reasons, or you really just
absolutely not?
So you just want a good friend?
I just want guy friends.
Trust Tanya here. I trust Tanya
I just want guy friends. Okay. But the thing is, like, obviously, 90% of my guy friends have like intimately wanted to get with me, but I'm like, dude, like,
wait.
I feel like that's normal, question. Frank. Come on, that's normal, no?
Look, I got another question. It's a satellite question. Okay, so this is my theory, and it has to do with girls under 34 years old. So let's say at 34, you kind of give up on having kids, but before 34, as men, we have to accept that women are going to have men in their satellites. So let's say you're dating a woman.
Damn.
Let's say you're dating a
Frank,
woman.
Dude, look, you got this theory down pat, man.
Okay, listen. Let's say you're dating a girl and serious. She's your boyfriend and girlfriend. It's very serious, right? She is still going to have men in her satellite. So what I mean by satellite is her Instagram. She's still going to let those guys like her pictures. She's going to keep an eye on who's liking her pictures. So if you die, all right, or just whatever, it doesn't work out, look, she's still going to have a guy that she could have a kid with. Because this is all about being able to have a kid. Like if you're the boyfriend, girlfriend, right? You're the boyfriend and you die, she's not gonna just like die. Like let's say go back to prehistoric times or whatever, and and like the girl has a provider. You're out there hunting and killing all these animals and putting it in the cave for her to eat. Putting it in the man cave freezer. Like,
doing some man stuff. Hell yeah, man.
She needs other cavemen in her vicinity.
Backup plans.
So in case you get killed by a rhinoceros or whatever, she's going to be able to have this. Look, she's going to be able to have this guy to have a kid with, and so it's going to be all good. But when they're 34 years old, they give up and they go. Well, they don't give up. I'm just saying they don't need the backup plan anymore. They don't need it.
Yeah, because it's over, right?
Tanya's still at that age. Tanya's still at that age where, well, I think that's what Instagram is. And Instagram is the backup thing, or dating apps or whatever. So even if you love a girl, dude, look, I've been in this position before where I'm in love with a girl. She loves me, right? And she has backups, okay? She has backups. And as a man, look, as a man, you have to accept it. You have to accept it.
And some girls are just better at hiding it than others.
Yeah, you have to accept it.
Always a backup.
Yeah, no, but I agree that you have to accept it, man. No, you have to accept it.
You can't be jealous. You can't be jealous. You can't
be. You can't.
You have a backup. Why do you have a backup? Is it like it's not fair? You should only have me. No. They need backups.
The thing is, dude, but do guys have backups too? I mean, look, guys are always like, oh man, like guys are always like, looking at girls too and stuff. But,
of course, the dudes are going to have backups too.
I mean, it's normal.
It goes
but it's
both
normal.
ways. It goes both ways.
Of course, it's normal.
If a dude wants to have kids as well. Let's say a 26-year-old guy, he wants to start a family, perhaps. If this girl doesn't fall through, and she's just like, you know something, I like the guy that's liking my picture. He's liking every single one of my pictures. And he's hot. He's cool. All right.
Dude, Frank, you're passionate, man. I love it.
You know, so she's gonna go to that guy while dating. They call it monkey branching. This is another thing I heard.
Is this like a dating coach thing? Man, I gotta
we're
get.
Going into
wow.
Look, this is a dating coach episode, right? So let me explain to you kids because I'm much older than you guys, what monkey branching is. So
yeah, please.
A girl will never break up with you until they find the next option. So she's going to hold on to you. Yeah. She's going to hold on to you, and then she's going to go, oh, this little option here. Like I've been there before, where the girl's just like,
which end, the receiving end or the?
Yeah, no, I've been there before, where the girl's dating me, okay, and then she's getting texts from the ex-boyfriend, and then when the it's not working out so good with my current girlfriend. Oh, and I really missed what we used to have. You know, maybe we should try again. And she's telling you this, like she tells it to me.
Man,
she's like, oh, look, he just texted me. He broke up with his, and then I just say to myself, well, I guess it's over, because we're currently going through a shit situation. It's not a good situation. We're fighting a lot. And you're kind of in the mood to try something else, right? So she then keeps on dating me. We're dating. And then when the guy says, hey, right now, you're ready to jump over. So she's hanging on to my branch. And she lets go of my branch when she's willing to go to the next tree. All right? So, Tanya, why don't you tell us about you monkey branching? All right? Tell us. Go ahead. Tell it.
I do want to ask Frank, did you hack into my phone by chance? Because
no,
honestly, that is very accurate. Like, who needs to go to Harvard if you got Professor Frank right here?
Dude, Frank, Jesus.
I'm here to give the dating advice. I'm a dating professional.
Man, I gotta start listening to some of these coaches, dude. My God, I have nothing to say.
So it's super shady. It's super shady, but Frank is absolutely right. Yeah. Like, right now, I'm a very single person with a lot of options, okay? So, is my phone blowing up, though, every single day? No. But do I have people, I don't want to say on the back burner?
Wait. Give the viewers an idea. Give the viewers an idea. A pretty girl like you, nice body, nice face. How many guys are texting you in a day on average?
In a day, I want to say 3 or 4. But
unique
how many
ones
people
per week?
Okay,
what about unique per week?
Fine. In 30 days. How about in a month? How many different guys?
Different guys? I'm actually going to pull up
different. Sorry, not different. Guys that you're actually interested in. Okay, we could go. Okay, fine. Give us a quantity of how many are contacting you that you were like, whatever. I guess I'll contact this guy. And how many you're actually interested in.
I just pulled up my phone, and I'm going to see how many different guys that I've, been on dates with or pursued or whatever that have contacted me in the month of January.
Okay.
Right.
Okay?
Pull it up.
Okay.
Give us the stats.
Pulled it up, so I'm scrolling up to January 1st. So, 1. Let's see here. That's my brother. That doesn't count.
Wait. Your name. What's your name again? What's your real name? No, you don't want to give your real name. Talk about that later.
5. Okay, I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
In a month?
Okay, we got 12.
In the month of January.
I would have thought it would have been higher. Well, that's good. That's good. For
all right,
so that's just guys that I've not just guy friends. This is actively been on dates with in the last
okay, you've been on dates with. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so that's high.
In Calgary.
Okay, that's high level. That's high interest. 12 guys that are high interest.
That's a lot.
How many? Damn. How many do you have that are just whatever? I guess I'll talk to this guy. How many do you have of those guys? Like the total.
12.
So you have 12 high interest, and then how many do you have that are kind of whatever guys? You're whatever. I'll match with this guy and say hi and maybe say a few lines and that's it.
So those are the guys that I've actually met. So on my Hinge account, I haven't met a few guys that I've been chatting with.
Sorry. 2 seconds. I'm going to cut you off because you mentioned Hinge. What's the app that you have the most success with?
And which one's your favorite?
I only have Hinge.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a Hinge plug. You could go to hinge.com and sign up.
Use coupon code ETAS, ETAS.
I had someone else told me too, that's one of the best apps, so whatever, I guess they're doing well.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing is, here's the thing with Hinge, right? Because you could like send texts or whatever. But like, the reality is, I feel like it's just like, I don't know, is it really going to change anything? Does the message someone sends you, does it, what percentage do you think it has to, will it convince you to go out with them versus if you just saw their picture on Tinder with no message?
Well, okay, here, I know a little bit about Hinge. You can either like a picture or you could like and write a message to the person.
Yeah, sure.
So are you responding more to the people that send a message, or does it matter? It does not matter. If someone just likes your picture, you'll open up a conversation.
Because the thing is, if all you're doing is liking the picture, what's the difference between Tinder, right? Like, to me, the difference in Hinge is it's the message. So I guess, going back to Frank, like, is it that much more important, or like, is that why you prefer it, or why do you prefer it?
So I prefer it. So Hinge has like prompts, right? That you need to pick, like 3 prompts being like worst date fail. Like I can't even talk. My profile. Yeah. Is like my 3 prompts. I'm gonna actually open up my dating app right now. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna let me. Oh yeah. So it's my 3 dates. Prompts. I know. I have 20 guys just like bombing my thing. Crash the app. Yeah. So my 3 prompts are: 1, I bet you can't. And my answer is, teach me how to 2-step, because I'm in Alberta, right? So I want to learn how to 2-step. Mm-hmm.
Well, you try to teach me. I was like, geez. In Mexico.
And I can't dance at all. So we all.
What do you mean? We were dancing like crazy. I thought we put on a good show, but anyway, let's not allude to what we did there. But,
I look like one of those like outside of a car dealership that's like blow up. Yeah. No, I can't.
But with Hinge, these guys are blowing you up on Hinge, right? Like, does it matter? Are you okay? Let's say you have your Hinge, right, and you got like 200 guys messaging you. Are you ignoring the guys that just like your picture and just focusing?
Depending.
So do you focus more on the guys that send the message because you find that more interesting, or if someone just likes it and it's a good-looking guy, are you gonna open up a chat with them? How does it work in your brain when it comes to all? Because how many guys are liking your stuff? Like in a day.
Right now?
Yeah, in a day. How many guys?
I have at least. I wake up and I get like 30 new matches or 20. Okay, new matches.
And are you going
being
through?
A girl is so. Look, oh my God!
Are you going through all of them? Like, let's say someone just likes it. Are you just ignoring it, or are you going and looking at the profile pictures and then making a decision from there? Or are you just like, I'm not going to message anyone if they don't message me because I need something interesting? What is it for you? Like, what?
Yeah, what is it for you? What's your biggest like? Okay, I gotta answer this dude.
The first thing, obviously, is the picture. If I know I might be potentially attracted to them in person, so I always click on the face, and I do read bios, because honestly, the worst thing is like when guys will match with you and there's like no mutual interests, like your bios don't click, right? So they swipe knowing that they have no relation to what you post on your bio. And it's just like a waste of time. Like if a girl says, oh my God, I love Taylor Swift and I love cats and I love drinking wine with my girls every weekend, like when I don't have my kid, because like at our age, it's a lot more common for single moms to be on the apps and stuff. But the guy is like, okay, he's reading this bio of this girl, but Taylor Swift makes his ears bleed and he's allergic to cats and he's 3 years into AA and he's a registered sex offender. Like, don't go after a girl that you have nothing in common you don't get according to what they say.
You don't get it though, because the thing is with dudes is this is like caveman stuff and like why men die more than die earlier than women. But actually, seriously, I feel like dudes are they'll make the same mistake twice. Even when it comes to women, they have to put their hand in the fire and get burned. You know what I mean? They don't learn, especially when it comes to women. They won't learn from their mistakes.
Okay,
so,
but wait. You know what I mean? So are you messaging the guys that message you, or are you messaging just the guys that like your picture and then you're attracted to them, so you message them? What matters more, the attraction level or the message?
It really has to be 50-50. I have to be attracted to them, and their bio has to relate to me.
Okay.
So if they don't have both those things, like if a guy has like, oh, I love mountain biking and going free climb the Rocky, like this is an Alberta thing, like looking for an adventure, personally, I'll toss that right in the garbage because I'd rather not. But that's the thing. I'm not a big mountain bike person. Like, why waste this guy's time?
Oh, that's interesting. That's experience, though.
Let me ask you a deep question. Let's say you match with a guy and you look into their eyes on the app. Sometimes do you feel like you could look into their soul and go, this is a good match?
I have had that, and I've been disappointed every time.
Look, Mike, I'm going to just give my opinion real quick on online dating. Like, obviously, I mean, especially now, it's almost like the only real way you can do it. But for me, I don't know. I love the chase, and I find that like on online dating, like the whole, your personality doesn't shine through as much. You like, there's a lack of tone in the messages. Obviously, like even to just start flirting with her, she needs to like say yes. You know what I mean? There's no chances for you to like, flaunt your stuff. So I feel like that's what kind of sucks. And like, I feel like even then, like 90% of the conversations you have with people. It's gonna be I don't think people are gonna be able to hear this. Oh, actually, yeah, they
100% they are.
No,
it's
because
okay.
it's on Fred. Yeah, because you forgot to mute himself. But what was I saying? Oh shit, what was I saying? I feel like 90% of the conversations, regardless of who they're with, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like hello, whatever introductory thing, like joke. Okay, funny thing, hey, let's meet up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's 90% of the conversation. So it's kind of like almost like boring. Or it will be like, hey, funny joke, no answer. You know what I mean? So,
and then that's it.
And then that's it.
No,
And
absolutely.
that's what I find is just like, So, and in real life, I don't know. For me, when I just talk to like a stranger or whatever, and it's like a rush. I love that. But anyways.
Absolutely. But the thing is, like, I've matched with guys where I look at their pictures and I'm super attracted to them, okay? Course, so they're like my buildable boyfriend. Like anything that I can possibly want is this person. But like I've been in situations where I click on this person and their bio just turns me off completely to a point that I won't even match with them.
Okay, so what is that? What specifically is that for you? What's the thing where you're like, oh my god, fuck that? Like
guys who put like sexual innuendos in their bio, like typical Sunday night football and a BJ. Like, get the fuck out. Like, no, don't just. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that is true. Like,
but
when
at least
they're
telling you what they want, right? Like, they're being very clear at least.
Yeah, the thing is,
but
I mean, like, it's a good point that like, obviously it's not appropriate for you, but by saying that, they're kind of getting the garden to weed itself. And I mean, like, I'm not necessarily agreeing with what they're doing, like obviously, but like at the same time, it's like they're probably not trying to appeal to someone like you. So maybe there's like another girl that we talk to, and they're like, I love that shit,
Exactly. Or like for me, guys who come off as like insecure with their statements. So like this is actually a personal experience. I had a guy in his bio said, "No crazy girls." Like, it makes them just look insecure. You know what I mean?
I don't see how does that make them seem insecure? I don't.
Because I feel like when guys are bashing their exes and calling them crazy in their bios, it's an automatic red flag.
That is a big no-no. That is a big no-no. I read that.
But here's like this goes back to
you're never supposed to talk shit about your ex. Never.
Of course. Talk shit about this goes back to my whole like the lack of tone. Because let's say if you're saying like. You can say that no crazy girls in like 8 million different ways and have like a different interpretation. And that's kind of like my problem. I think it's just like obviously like texting as well. There's like a lack of tone and like the way a message is sent cannot be perceived, is not received the same way. So, I mean that just goes back to my point. But like, I don't know. What if he said it like, aha, no crazy girls. You don't know if he meant it like as a joke, you know what I mean? But I get it. I know what you're saying too. But
like at the same time, like, what, like, who actively is looking for a crazy bad crazy?
Sorry,
I am.
Wait,
dude, I love that. I love it. I love that.
When a guy says no crazy girls, when a guy says no crazy girls, okay, you've obviously been on dates where guys talk shit about their ex-girlfriends, right?
Always.
It starts off, so tell me about your ex. So tell me about your dating life. Do you automatically lose respect for the guy that talks shit about their ex?
No, but it depends of the concept. It's a really hit or miss situation. If like the conversation is vibing and like you just kind of end up on the topic of talking about exes, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But like before even meeting the person and in their bio, before you even get any type of conversation with them is, I don't date crazy girls. Like, if you cry, swipe left. Like, just stupid.
Okay.
Like, just
Wow.
like,
All right, wait.
you know what I mean?
Okay, I need some dating advice. All right, give me some dating advice, Tanya. See, we're gonna appeal to the divorce market right now. For those guys that are divorced and with kids, should the guy that's divorced with kids say in his bio, "Hey, I got kids," you know?
No,
Yes.
I'm gonna say no.
Yes.
No.
I say yes.
No.
Okay, so or should
Why
he
do
just
you
go
say
ahead?
yes, Tanya? Why do you say yes?
Well, let's hear
'Cause
Tanya's advice. Let's hear its advice. And wait, I want to know another question.
And I'll say
You
why
can
I say
answer.
no.
Wait,
I'll say why I say
another.
no.
I need another answer from Tanya. So you're going to answer that. Then you're going to tell me, do you avoid the guys that have the bios? That
Obviously.
Say, I got
No,
kids.
I don't. No, I actually went on a date last week with a guy who had a kid.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yep. So pretty
you
much.
Okay,
I will
go.
actually use this as an example. So I matched with this guy, super good looking guy. I was automatically like very attracted to him. And he didn't post in his bio that he had children, but within the first 2 messages of us talking back and forth, he straight up told me, he's like, hey, I have a kid. I have her 50% of the time. She's like 12 or whatever the fuck. And honestly, I was like, okay, cool. But he told me right away. You know what I mean? So he's like, hey, before we go any
Okay, but
further,
wait. If you
this is
saw it
something
in
you
his
should
bio,
know.
hey, I got kids. Would you
I
been like?
personally
Would you been
I
like?
personally
Nope.
wouldn't have cared.
No.
No, I
Okay.
would have still swiped right. But I think women are more compassionate about that stuff. Like, personally, I don't care. But maybe because I do, like, you guys know me personally, so you know that we had, like, a teen pregnancy in my immediate family, right? So, like, before, like, I have 2 nephews. And before they were born, I hated kids. I was like, ew, like, they're annoying. Like,
Oh,
I'm
God,
out.
I want kids so badly.
But-
Sorry. But yeah, go ahead.
But that's fine. But like since my nephews were born and I saw kind of how difficult it was like for my brother growing up at like a young age, like having kids so young, it changed my personal perspective that I would never like discriminate dating a guy because he had a child.
No, but the
if
thing
he's
is,
not a deadbeat.
No,
if he's a
but-
deadbeat, then fuck you. But
I think
that's
it goes a little deeper
Interesting.
than that, though, Tanya. I think. Oh my God, sorry, I just had another refund. Frig. Damn it. Okay, so no, what I was gonna say is like I think it goes deeper than that. It's not even necessarily discrimination. It's just like, well, if you're gonna date someone that has kids, it's almost like you're gonna be a stepmom. So it's
Look, I got rejected by the ex that I'm obsessed with. All right.
Oh, here we go.
And
here we go.
Oh, yeah, Daddy Frank story here. And look, it's
Daddy Frank.
It's a short story. All she said to me is like, to be honest with you, to make you feel better, I hate kids. You know, she said that to me to make me feel better. Did not make me feel better. Okay, but some girls are totally. I mean, I guess it's a case by case, right? Some
Case
girls
by case, for sure.
totally not down for a dude with kids. But I understand, right? I understand. But yeah, I just wanted to get your point of view on that.
Yeah, I think my point of view is going to be a little different because of like the case that I have, like with the mentality and the backstory that I have when it comes to. But
So
the
wait,
thing is,
have you dated a guy with kids? Have you?
No, I haven't. I haven't. But I have been on 2 dates in my lifetime with guys who have kids, and yeah, it just kind of happened like that. I don't go seeking for it. But I would never, like, reject someone because they had a kid. If they're not a deadbeat dad, then I have no... I actually respected this guy more that he told me within the first 3 messages that he had a child instead of hiding her.
Yeah.
Like, it made me...
No, you know, but the
So,
thing is...
you know what I mean?
Could you really blame them for hiding it, though? Like, could you?
I've
the thing
never
is,
had
like,
anyone hide it,
the
so I
thing
don't
is
know.
always, I can understand, like, why someone would want to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can see
for sure.
why someone would want to do that.
Especially if there's mama drama or daddy drama.
You know, and like, because the thing is, you know, you say you have kids, it's kind of like, well, it opens a can of worms in a sense, and like, sorry, Frank, I don't want to shit on you, but like, you know, in the way that people could interpret that, they could say like, oh man, okay, now I'm gonna have to deal with his like ex-wife potentially, you know, or the ex, and like, there's gonna be all these like sticky issues. I might have to like, what is he going to expect of me in terms of like dealing with the kids, you know? So like it's not even just necessarily about having the kids. It's kind of like the implications for you. You know what I mean? And like,
well, I dated a girl who said I cannot deal with it. Like I simply can't deal with it.
But that's fair, right? You can't expect everyone.
And I know that my personality cannot deal with you having kids with another woman, and like they're kind of like your wife, right? She would look at it as like as if it was your wife. Because let's say I had to move to another country, like another city or whatever, I would have to ask my ex-wife, "Hey, I want to move here. Can you go ahead and do that?" She'd be like, "That's as if you're married to her, still making all these important decisions with her." And she didn't really like that. She's a very jealous lady. So, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but that's kind of the reason where I'm like, well, I don't know if, like, you know, because if you hide it, I mean, you're not even, it's you know, it's always kind of those, like, one of those, are you being dishonest, or are you just not telling the whole story?
Well, for me, I've been owning it, and I put it in my profile, so I could just kind of, like, not have to go through that thing that Thanya went through, where the guy has to say it.
You're right,
all
you know,
awkwardly in the first message. Don't waste your time, right? Just respect the girl. Like if she's gonna match with you, she knows. You know, okay, you know, I have a kid.
If it's meant to be, she wouldn't care. Like it's just gonna happen, you know. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, my dating history isn't the greatest, so I'll take what I can get. To be completely honest, so maybe that's it.
Well, come on, you got 12 guys in your pipeline.
Yeah, what do you mean you're dating? Yeah, well, actually, we don't know the quality though. Clearly, these aren't old money, 3 generations of Harvard, Julius.
Wait, no.
Right?
Thanya dated a guy once that had a mansion in Hawaii. Okay.
Oh, everyone's gonna know who he is.
No, we can't talk about him.
No, we can't. It was just it was a casual dating situation.
Wait. Because I saw the view. I saw the view of this mansion. She sent me pictures.
All right,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. How much did the view turn you on?
I kept on going every month. So
all right.
clearly,
no, but,
got it. All right, guys, you learned the lesson here. Here's a dating lesson. Get a nice view. Get a nice view.
It's all over my Instagram. Literally, 90% of my Instagram.
Yo, that's actually a great point.
Look, you need a Hawaii beach look, I saw the picture, right? It's this house. It has this beautiful modern pool, and the beautiful modern pool is facing the Hawaii, whatever that ocean is, and it's just so luxurious. I could understand why Thanya would be like, all right, I'm going here. And she told me the story, right? You weren't the only one going there, right? You would go there, and then he would bring you to the airport, and you would watch him wait for the next girl.
I wouldn't watch him, but I had a gut feeling that I wasn't the only girl, like, that he was doing this to. Was it really just gut feeling, or it was gut, and then I did my research and got myself proof for that gut feeling, and I was right. So you know what I mean? So yeah,
okay, look,
I would literally...
guys who are listening to this, what you have to learn here is Thanya is willing to go all the way to Hawaii
if you have a mansion.
If you have a mansion, okay, I that's all.
Yo,
So if you want to date someone like Thanya, get a mansion. That's it. That's all.
Man,
gotta get rich.
I should have reached out to him for a review. We're not even done reviews. But
I don't think he would have done it. I think he would have just been like, he'd get his maid to do it or something, or his butler.
Yeah.
But
do you guys want me to tell you the old money story? You want me to tell you that story?
I mean, you shouldn't even have to ask. I mean, I always want to hear a story from Frank.
Okay, so Thanya. Okay, this is related.
Literally, Daddy Frank.
This is related. Thanya didn't move, but she vacationed a lot. She paid for the ticket to Hawaii to date this guy with.
I know where this is going, Lombardi.
Okay.
All right.
So I dated this girl. I dated this girl, right? And she told me, she said, yeah, so I had a boyfriend in Mexico, and I was young. I was 20 years old. I didn't want to marry him. I want to kind of like live life and travel. So she goes on one of these dating apps, and she matches with a guy from Italy, right? And the Italian guy, I don't know what the conversation was like, but like eventually the Italian guy was like, you know, why don't you just come to Italy, live here with me? Okay, so she moves to Italy. She even brings her parents. She's like, "Hey, parents, you want to come?
Wow.
You want to come meet this guy? Because I'm probably going to marry this guy." I just think to myself, okay, you're dating me. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. I cannot imagine you moving to another country for me. I don't think the attraction level is that high. And I was like, why? Why wouldn't she move for me? Why do I have that in my mindset, right? So one day, COVID happens, and I don't know, I come across an article that's about George Clooney and how he has a mansion in Lombardy. And if you live in Lombardy, you have a mansion because you're old money, you're in the winery business, you own like a wine business for 400 years or something, and you live in this luxurious mansion by the ocean. Okay? So I see I see this article for George Clooney, how he lives there, and I say to her, man, when COVID's done, since all this COVID stuff is happening in Italy, we probably could go to Lombardy for really cheap.
Oh, when did you say this to her?
During COVID, around March.
Okay.
So I told her this. I said, we could probably go there and just like live that Lombardy lifestyle.
Wait, you guys are still dating then, right?
Yeah, kind of off and on dating at this point.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Like, so she's like, oh, yeah, that's where my ex is from. And I think to myself, oh, that makes sense. No wonder he moved for this guy. I said, what did this guy do for a living? Oh, you know, his family was in the wine business. You know, so this guy was old money. He lived in a
good looking?
Yeah, I don't know. But he lived in a he lived in a castle, and he's old money, like so old that like she I think she messed up the something in the bathroom, and the family was like, whoa, that's a 300-year-old whatever it is, right? Some sculpture in the bathroom. It's that type of old money. And not only that, remember I brought up the education thing before? She was like, he went to the Harvard of Europe, and his whole family, they're all into education. They've all been to the Harvard of Europe or whatever. She's telling me this story, and I'm learning, okay? Because I'm learning. I'm like divorced for a few years, and I'm learning about women. And I'm learning that they like old money, and they're willing to move to another country for old money. And so she's telling me about this guy. I even asked her, so what type of car did this guy drive? Oh, some sort of car that was Italian, like pretending she doesn't know.
She didn't know it was a Ferrari or a Lambo.
Yeah, pretend. I don't know what a Ferrari. I don't know what a Ferrari is. What's a Ferrari? What's a Ferrari? I don't know what that is. It's probably some Italian car. Some Italian car. You know. By the way,
his ex is a Latina, so he does a great impression of them.
Look, a lot of girls that chase old money are experts at pretending they know nothing about money. So if they get into your Ferrari. If they get into your Ferrari, they're not going to be like, oh my God, this is like $700,000. They're going to be like, what is this? I don't even know what this is. You know, like they're going to pretend they don't know the value of your high-end old money car, right? So
finish your story.
She moved for this guy, and then I realized, oh man, she comes to my place, my condo. I buy a new condo, or I rent a new condo. I didn't buy it, I rented it. And, you know, I really think she came to my place. We were dating again, off and on. I think she came into my place, and in her head, she said, this is not Lombardi. You know? Because let's face it, this is not old money, all right? I don't got
Dude, Frank, come on. It's not that bad, dude. You know there's pool boys that have girlfriends. You know that, huh?
Yeah, but look. She was just the type. She was the type of girl that liked the old, that had, not just liked, she had the old money experience, right? So when
there's your problem, man. It's over.
Yeah, when the girl has that old money experience, she might have thought, oh, you're pretty successful. But, like, are you old money successful? Are you 100 years, 150 years of success in
Frank,
your family.
I think you got a little chip. I can't. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think there might be a chip on your shoulder. I mean, what do you think, Tanya?
PTSD. This is PTSD.
This is some yeah, man. This is like, dude, you have been emotional. Like, you got to get into therapy, man. Like,
well, okay.
I have never in my life. I've never in my life. No, seriously, I've never in my life had any of my friends. I have like a bunch of dude friends ever talk to me about how their girls love old money. I've never even heard that once in my life. So that's okay. But like, I get where you're coming from.
I've talked to Tanya about it. Tanya could elaborate. She said that everyone in Alberta they're all into the old money oil or whatever. Can you elaborate?
It's oil and gas money.
Why does it matter if it's oil? Where does it matter if it's old or young? If it's money, it's money. Who cares, right?
That has to do with the education. They want to make sure their kids go to university.
Yeah, where here, it's not old money, it's like oil and gas money. So, like, you'll see girls, obviously pre-pandemic, sitting at, like, Earl's or Joey's or, like, some restaurant on the patio, all dolled up, Louboutins. Oh, yeah, like, full-blown lip injections, Botox up the ass, and they're looking for old daddies that are just like, they have that oil and gas money. Their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, like, own gas companies, you know what I mean? And they're just
have you talked to these women?
For that.
Have you talked to them?
Yes, a lot of them are my friends.
All right, yeah. Tell me their mentality. We want to understand it, because some guys out there, including me, sometimes you fall in love with a girl that's chasing old money, and we want to know what these girls think. Like, so can you tell us what they say to you?
Honestly, they don't even care where the money comes from. They don't care how old you are. They just pull up Seeking Arrangements. You can plug that in. And
wait, word from our sponsors, seekingarrangements.com/etas.
Looking for some old money.
Are these girls seriously on Seeking Arrangements?
Yes. Okay. Yes. A lot of girls in Alberta. There's actually an article that I read that Seeking Arrangements had like just like a higher rating of subscribers or people signing up since the pandemic, and like 80% of them were University of Calgary students, women, looking for sugar daddies. And I was like, I'm not surprised.
There's a Toronto article on that too. There's a Toronto article on that too, because the rent in Toronto is ridiculous, and a lot of girls that are living there, they got to go on the sugar daddy apps. No offense to them, right? But like, those rents are very expensive. And some of them are definitely doing this. Just like the, what do you call it? What's that app called that's blowing up right now? OnlyFans. A lot of girls are finding a revenue on OnlyFans. It's blowing up, right? Like
I can't start an OnlyFans. Are you kidding me?
Well, who would?
Wait. Let's say I'm subject about the old money. What are these girls?
Yeah. Frank,
they go to these apps. What are they telling you? Are they telling you, nah, I ain't gonna date this new money. I ain't gonna date.
Oh my, right? Yo, Frank, nobody says that.
No one says it. No one says it, but people think it. Okay?
No, they don't. No, they don't. Dude, are you okay? First of all, let's think about this.
Money is money.
Dude, how many old money people are there? Let's say like, I don't know, 20, 50,000 people. All right. What? So like, everybody who's not old money is not getting laid? Like what?
Okay, well, Tanya, tell us about these girls chasing old money. What do they tell you? What's their personality like?
It's not only the girls. Like, I've been on, we all know that I go on a lot of dates, and a lot of the guys have told me, you are not from Calgary, and it shows. Like, you can tell that you are not from Alberta because you didn't ask me once how much I made yearly. You didn't ask me what I did, like, in full detail of his job. And I offered to split the bill. They're like, you're not from here. You're
wait.
We should get into splitting the bill, actually.
Stop. You bring up splitting the bill.
Frank's going on a tangent. Here we go.
Look. I want to know about splitting the bill. When a girl says, hey, yeah, let me split the bill with you. Are you guys just doing that in the first part of the date?
Ever split the bill. Ever split the bill.
Look, I don't do it. I always pay. But are you just doing that to be like, look at me?
Right?
Look at me. I'm so fair. I'm so progressive or whatever. Are you doing that to paint an image? Like, you don't actually expect to pay the bill, but are you doing
personally?
Yeah.
Okay, personally, I always offer to cover half, like at least.
But you don't
half.
want to. But you don't want to.
The thing is, though, I've been in situations where the guy actually let me pay half the bill, and I wasn't upset about it. I feel because also maybe it depends on your mentality. I always offer. I at least offer every single time. 90% of the time, the guy covers it. But I always offer because I feel like me growing up, I did not come from money. I know the value of money. My parents raised me that, like, what the value of $1 is.
But
and
Tanya, you've never been in a long-term
like,
relationship where you covered half the bill. You've never been in it.
That's different.
Absolutely.
What?
If you're in a long term, yeah, you gotta split that if you're dating.
Look, my sister does it.
it.
My sister does it, but that's because she's like, I don't know, weirdo. But you've been in a relationship where you, like, let's say 2-year relationship, where you're splitting the bill the whole time for 2 years?
Or I'm covering it this time, you cover it
next what's wrong with that, man?
No way.
Oh,
way.
I don't have a problem with.
I do, right?
What's the issue with
like
that?
on a first date, I always offer, like, I don't know, I don't see anything wrong with that, but I know that's not the norm.
Okay, wait, seriously, I'm not joking around here. You've been in a relationship for 2 years at least, where you cover the bill.
4, yeah.
4 years, where you cover the bill 50%.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
That's normal.
Why is that shocking?
I don't know. I guess I've always
We each work. I was like, we each have a job. Like, why not?
I've always been on the side where, well, I don't know. I guess I'm old school and I'm just like, I'm covering it.
But are you old money, though? You're old school, but you're not old money, right?
No. But I pretend.
Oh,
I guess I
dude,
pretend
what are you
going to
do, man? You're not old money. How are you ever going to get laid ever again, man? Oh, no, bro. What are we going to do, man? No, I'm kidding.
Gonna get Frank some old money.
Oh, no. Yeah, we got...
Okay, so should we go to the next review? We got some...
Man, we went on the tangent. Actually, no, real quick, I want to talk about splitting the bill. I just want to say this. The thing is, like, I feel like if you're taking someone out, like, if I'm going to ask a girl out and we go out somewhere, like, I am taking you out, and therefore... It's on my dime. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get it. Yeah. I don't even think like you should you should never.
My ex,
like if
my
you're
ex
asking,
saying,
you never paying.
Look, I had an ex-girlfriend.
If you're asking, you got to pay.
I had an ex-girlfriend. She said, "Oh, I invited you, so I'm covering the bill." Right? She said, "I'm inviting you. I invited you, so I'm covering the bill."
I don't have a problem with that.
Most of the time, it was me inviting her. Right? But whatever. It's all good. Everyone's different. So let's move on to this next review. It says, didn't judge me when I couldn't remember where I parked my car. Walked around downtown for a solid 45 minutes looking for it. Highly recommend, 5 stars. So he's saying, I'm an idiot and she didn't make me feel like shit. What do you have to say? Was this guy an idiot? Was he stupid? Was he below average intelligence?
So, we actually became, like, he was my first ever online date from Plenty of Fish, okay? I was like 18, 19, I don't even know. It was a long time ago. And we're actually, like, his mom loves me. He's deep in the friend zone, and he knows it, so I can make jokes about it. He's actually, like, one of my best friends, and I have his mom on Facebook, and, like, I went over for dinner one night, so... Yeah, he's the only one that gave me a good review, but we're like besties.
Besties. Okay, so what put you in the friend zone? What made you go, I would never do anything with this guy? It's
because I go for assholes. I go for douchebags, and he's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Okay. What turns you off about nice guys? Sorry, I was a little zoned out there, but...
Yeah, what turns you off? Is your dad an asshole? Like, your parents are still together, right?
Yeah, it's no daddy issues, proud to say. But honestly, I think it's because, like, you guys know my personality. I'm a bit of a wild card, and I'm very direct when I want to be. So I have a feeling like maybe I'm scared to hurt his feelings because I can be really aggressive. Like, if a guy can't handle me calling him a bitch, like, it's probably not going to work, you know? So I think because he's such a nice guy, I feel that he deserves better. And I know that's some self-sabotage sabotage shit. But at the same
what
time,
do
I'm
you
like,
mean by nice guy? What
you know
do you
what
mean
though?
by that?
You know what? Yeah. What is your definition?
He's just so nice.
Okay, but what does that mean?
He's a kind person. He hugs his mom. He likes cats. Like, he's just
I
a
like
nice
cats.
guy.
Okay. So are you saying
Yeah.
he's too?
But you're not nice.
Are you saying he's too
What?
sensitive?
Wait, am I not? Is that your actual impression of me? Oh, well, I guess that's a good thing. That's a good
yeah,
thing.
that's a good question. Like, are we?
Yeah.
Do you think
No.
Do you think
nice
I'm a nice
guys?
guy?
Yeah, I do.
Oh no, I'm not a nice guy. No,
Okay,
I'm not. Fuck off.
what am I? Am I a nice guy? What would you put
Yeah.
me at? Yeah, okay.
No,
Dude.
you guys are nice guys. Like,
Oh,
honestly,
dude,
like,
don't say that
Mark,
shit.
No, Mark has a spice to him where I could probably take you on a debate team and be like, "Listen here, bitch." Like,
What do you
know
mean?
What I mean?
Oh no,
I don't
man.
know.
Yo, what do you?
I feel like you can argue. I feel
Yo.
like if you want to argue, you can friggin' argue. And I feel like
Yo, Frank knows
Yeah.
that I can do that. But I love,
Yeah,
honestly,
you
I
can
love
tell.
fucking arguing. You know what, though? Okay, I'm not going to lie. Look, I've been with girls who were like doormats. And so I said this on the first podcast, but like I have an obsession with Latinas because I love that passion. And like what they'll say is like, La pasión latina es una obra de arte. So the Latin passion is a work of art. And like, dude, I love it. I fucking love I love when she. I love that shit. I fucking love it. Oh man, I love it. I'm not gonna say I love drama, but I don't like fighting. But I like a girl who can fucking like call me on my shit and be like, "Yo, fuck, I'm not gonna let you walk over me." I love that shit. Sorry.
I think that was my favorite part of the first episode because obviously I listened to like your first episode and it was just Frank going papi to add to you saying you love to bang in a different language.
Oh, I forgot I said
so
it.
hard. I laughed so hard of Frank's like little accent being like papi, and I was like, oh my god, like, what's going on?
You're one of the
so
26
good.
viewers that enjoyed that first podcast.
Yeah, I bet you. Well, probably one of the like 20, one of like the only one that listens all the way through, but that's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
So yeah.
So the next review, Frank. I don't know. Frank's gonna read this one or Mark. I don't really care. But this one's probably one of my favorite ones. It's very well written, and it's like a little on the savage side.
Oh.
But
wow, it's long.
Hold on.
No, not the long one. Like after the car one. So the star is like in the middle of the paragraph.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just corrected them. Oh, okay. So.
It's easier.
All right. You guys ready? I feel like Frank, you want to get this, or you want me to do it?
Sure.
I feel like you.
You
Okay.
can do it.
All right, I got it. It's easier to pursue my unrealistic life goals than pursue her. The star rating would be like asking someone to rate their vacation on TripAdvisor when they never even left. But I'll do 1 star. No accommodations left.
Wait. This
guy sounds we gotta finish this.
This guy sounds like a loser.
Frank, come on. Let's end it. Let me finish. Come on. But I'll do 1 star.
One star, it's done.
No, it's not, man.
No,
that's
there's
the next
more.
review. That's the next review.
Okay.
No,
Here we go.
no,
No,
that's
it's
the
not.
same one.
Frank, she wrote this. She said once the star was in the paragraph. All right. Anyways, as we said, it's easier to pursue my unrealistic life goals than pursue her. The star rating would be like asking someone to rate their vacation on TripAdvisor where they never even left. But I'll do 1 star. No accommodations, but at least the customer service answered the fucking phone. The continental breakfast was basically a muffin with a note on top saying, politely go fuck yourself. All because I happened to stay at a competing hotel once or twice in the past. I would have had a better chance of actually getting laid if I was a legitimate Uber driver. Meeting her made me prefer masturbation. I'm going to return to Exile Island because you're incapable of trusting another human. Wow. Yeah, I don't think
this guy was hurt. What did you do to this guy? How long did this last for?
What did you do to this guy?
So funny story. He drove me to the airport to go to Mexico.
No way.
You're a terrible
Okay,
human
this
being.
guy's a little. No, this guy's a. This guy. I don't want to say the word, but he's. Come on, man. That's some beta stuff.
How long did this last for? This relationship?
That's some
tell
doormat
us about
stuff
this
right
guy.
there.
I met him the day that he drove me to the airport. I matched with him on Hinge and was like, want to meet up? I'm like, yeah, want to drive me to the airport? Drove me to the airport to Mexico. And then when I got back from Mexico, I did my isolation stuff. And like in Alberta, you only have to isolate for 3 days. So I isolated for my 3 days. And he's like, well, do you want to hang out? And I went to go watch a movie at his house. and then that's it. And nothing happened. Like, we just watched a movie. So I think this was a
Wait, you watched
on,
a movie with his pants on and his...
This one had his pants on.
Wow. I have a quick question. Sorry, just to go on aside. If you watch a movie and the guy doesn't try something, are you surprised?
No, because I come off as so confusing. Like, I'm so hard to read that guys have actively told me, they're like, I've never been in a situation where I don't know what to do because I can't read you.
Really? Interesting.
Sounds like a terrible first date, by the way. Watching a movie. Why not talk?
Yeah.
Where do you? Hi, nice to meet you. Let's watch a movie.
Frank, what do you? Okay, you got to make up your mind here, Frank. You want to do these like romantic things, or you want to try and get it to get into a place where you can pull a move? Like, what are you talking about here? What's your best first date? What's your idea of a good date?
I just think it's a terrible first date. But look, I've heard of guys doing it and succeeding. They go on the first date and they watch Netflix and they do stuff, right?
What's your idea of a good first date?
For me, it's dinner or cocktails. I'm old school. Well,
because I know what you love.
Taking a girl out, and or I like it personally. I like it when you give them a few experiences. So maybe you bring them to cocktails to one place, and then you bring them to dinner to another place, and maybe you go for a walk or to cocktails to another place. You bring them to 2 or 3 places, and it makes it feel like a full experience.
Okay, but I'm not talking in terms of her. Like what I'm talking like for you. What is like a good first date, and like what makes a good first date?
A good first date for me is, first of all, high level of attraction and fun conversation where you're just like, oh my God, I could talk to you for the next 6 hours, but it's going to be bedtime by then. So let's, cut it off, but you don't want to cut it off, and you make out and you call it a night. That's a first date, right? Like the chemistry, it has to have
the thing is though, I think that a lot of, Tanya, I'd like to get your opinion on this, but I think that a lot of times, like, I've been on a lot of, like, for example, dates, but they're not dates in the classical sense. Like, I'm talking like, I don't know, just like going to, like, for example, let's say you go with a girl to, like, I don't know, it's like 11 o'clock at night and you're just going to McDonald's, to get food or something. Like,
that's all there is to do right now.
What's
There's
that?
A pandemic.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking like pre that, and it just so happens or something, and like, like.
I've done McDonald's,
but to me, like, McDonald's. I feel like personally, like it. The first date, obviously, like you plan. Most of the time you like plan these like crazy ass things, but like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it at the end of the day, like regardless of what you do, if you're chill with the person, like you could do anything, and like you're gonna feel that.
Not true. Not true.
You don't think so?
Not true. Look, I was on a date with the love of my life that I'm still in love with. If you're listening, I hope we date each other again.
Oh my God, Frank! Frank, no, you can't say that, dude.
Look. I invited her.
He's a lost. It's fine.
Look, I invited her out on a date. I was new at dating. I didn't know you had to go dressed like normal, right? So I went dressed in jogging pants because I didn't know.
Wait! You went on a date in jogging pants?
I went on a date on jogging pants because we're going out at night to a bar. Not jogging pants, but like those pants that that
like the ones Italians wear.
Look,
like
they're considered jogging
track pants.
Yeah, track pants. I don't know. Look, it was something like that. So I go on a date. It's a midnight date. She's a night owl like me. We go to a bar. She said, let's meet at a bar. So we meet at midnight at a bar. We share a drink, and the attraction is there. She kisses me. Like, instead of me kissing her like a man, she kisses me. She's like, oh.
She's a Latina, though, eh? She's Latina, eh?
Yeah. I want to see where this goes, so I want to make her. So she makes out with me. And I fall in love that first night because that's what guys do. They don't take a few days or a few weeks like women.
I have no. What are you talking about? What world do you live in, Frank?
Look, men fall in love right away. Men fall in love.
Yo, Frank, you are Okay, you're wrong on this one, dude. You're living in some fantasy land. Dude. You are living in some fantasy land with this old money fall in love in 3 seconds
you're a kid,
thing.
Dude, you're 27 years old. Look, men fall in love before the date. Before this guy, whoever the guy is, before he goes on a date with you, Tanya, he's only thinking about your kids, the white picket fence in the house, and the life he could have with you. You're just thinking about having a good time. Men are thinking further, okay? That's just the way it works. Women are like, let me have it. I don't know how I feel. I need a few days, okay? For me, I meet this girl. I look into her eyes. I fall in love. It's right away, okay?
I want to give you a hug.
Yeah, give me a hug, whatever. So, like, I go on. What am I even talking about? So I'm talking about going on a date with this girl, and we meet at midnight. And wait, what were we talking about? What's the point of this whole story?
Is guys fall in love
no,
before
they
they
don't.
go on
What are you
date.
talking about? You're nuts.
Okay.
No.
So Mark
Dude,
doesn't
you're
believe
nuts,
it.
dude.
Mark
No, it
doesn't
doesn't believe it,
I
dude.
fall in love on the first date. All it does for me is to look into her eyes. I looked into her eyes. And I said, yeah, I'm in love with this girl. You know, even before the date, seriously, before the date, I saw her profile pictures. I was like, yep, she's probably my girlfriend. And she ended up being my girlfriend. But I made the decision. I said, she's probably going to end up being my girlfriend. I go on the date. I look in her eyes. The first second, I'm like, okay, the attraction level is there. Oh, yeah, we're talking about McDonald's, right? So I bring her.
We're talking about McDonald's? Oh, no.
Yeah, we're talking about McDonald's.
That was an example.
No,
I'm not saying, like, hey, let's go to fucking McDonald's. I'm saying, like, sometimes stupid shit like that can be fun because it's who
I did the
with.
McDonald's date. You want to know why I did the McDonald's date? Because this guy that worked for my furniture company, he told me, oh, I got a wife. You know how I got this wife? I went on a date with her, okay? I took my mom's car. I said, Mom, can you let me your Audi? I got to lick rich for this girl. He takes
money.
Yeah, he takes the Audi out, picks her up, and she's probably like, wow, you have an Audi. You probably owe money. I could definitely marry you.
My God, dude.
Yeah, come on, Mark. Grow up, Mark. Grow up. Get into reality. What
are you talking?
Mark, you're seriously not in reality right now. Tanya's gonna educate you. All right, Look, Tanya's gonna knock some reality into you later on when we keep on talking about old money. But look, this is what he did. Why did he do this? He did this because he is smart. He's not like, oh, I'm gonna go to this date on a Toyota. You think she's gonna marry him? You think she's gonna have kids with him if he shows up with a Toyota? Even my 9-year-old or whatever, how old is she now? 11? Even my 11-year-old daughter knows. I tell her, hey Haley, I'm gonna own Rolls Royce one day. She eggs me on because she's a girl and she likes to break balls, and she's like, no, you're gonna own a Corolla. All right, that's what she says. Okay, yeah, she says that. She's a very smart girl and she knows how to break balls at a very young age. Okay, so this girl. Okay, where am I going with this? So, okay, we're going back to the story of this guy telling me. She says, I'm gonna go on a date with this girl. He's Jewish, by the way, so he goes on this Jewish app to find Jewish girls, and he's like one of the first on this app. He matches with this girl. There's probably like 20 girls on this app because it's new. He matches with her, goes on a date, and he says, I brought her to McDonald's afterwards. Like, we go for some cocktails or whatever, and it's past, let's say it's 3 a.m., whatever it is. You can't go to a restaurant. He says, hey, you want to go for some McDonald's? And she's like, yeah, let's go for McDonald's. And he tells me this romantic story about them, like, sharing ice cream or something. And I'm like, man, that sounds like a good first date. That sounds really good. Because you know why? Because it ended in marriage. He married the girl. All right?
Wow.
So I go on this date. It's at midnight. Her fault. She wanted to start the date at midnight. We go to an Irish bar. She makes out. She does the kissing because she's an alpha male or whatever, and she's the one that does the first kiss. And she tells me it's because I wanted to see if the attraction level is there. Right? Okay. Okay.
How old are you at the time?
This is 2017. 31, 30 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
31. I don't remember. I'm not good with years, but I'm young. She's like, okay, no, I remember. She's 29. I'm 30. Okay, and we go on this date, and it's beautiful. It's the best date. And by the way, it's my first date after divorce. And I married.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you got onto a rebound, dude.
Dude, I married my first wife, and then I go on my first date, and it's like a dream come true. Like, I'm so attracted to this girl. She's beautiful. She's like a goddess. I think.
Dude, why didn't you should have just given up. Yeah, you got rebound goggles, man, and you like, bro.
Yeah, so great. So I got rebound goggles, and she.
But why do you even try if you're not old money? Like, just give up, no?
I didn't know yet. So I fall in love with her the first date. We kiss. Aww. And it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, what do we do? Hey, you want to go to McDonald's, eat a Big Mac? So we go to McDonald's, we order a Big Mac, and we eat a Big Mac together.
Did you like split it? Did you eat half? No.
Got our own. We got our own.
Lady and the Tramp.
But she later on said, "Wow, you took me to McDonald's on a first date? Really? Really?"
Oh, she turned it against you.
Yo, that's that Latina shit, dude. That's that Latina shit.
I would have been so appreciative.
Yeah.
See, I am appreciative.
You're a good girl, Tanya. You're a good girl.
What about coupons? Do you have any coupons?
No, I didn't. Look, I didn't even do the coupons. I just said, look, there's nothing else open. What do you want me to do? It's 3 a.m. Am I going to take you to sushi? It's not going to happen. There's no sushi restaurants happen. So why are you complaining?
What the fuck is
this? Exactly. By the way, speaking of food, we could go on a tangent about this. I brought her to Dominican. Well, if there's any guys listening to this right now, don't bring a girl to the Dominican Republic. Don't bring them to Cuba. Bring them to Mexico. You pay a little bit more money. You're going to get better food. Because this girl that I dated, she wanted fresh fruits. Fresh fruits made her feel happy. I bring her to the Dominican. Do you think there's fresh fruits in the Dominican Republic? They're giving canned fruits. They're giving canned peaches. It's not up to her standards. And you know what she thought when look. You know what she thought when I'm fucking feeding her peaches from a can? She said to herself, this is my future.
This man's going to own a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, exactly. She's thinking like Haley, like my daughter. She's thinking this guy's a fucking loser, and my future with this guy is I'm going to be eating canned food. And she said, no, not happening, not happening. I'm not going further with this.
What is she doing now?
I don't know what she's doing now. Look, I don't know what she's doing now. But the point that I'm saying is you don't bring a girl to the Dominican. You don't bring them to Cuba. If you're dating a girl, you bring them to Mexico because the food is much better. And you give them a taste of what you're going to give them in the future, which is really good food. Okay?
Dude, that's some caveman shit. That's like caveman where it's like, dude, you need a cave.
Look, she even said, I don't want to eat canned food. Shit's in aluminum. You're going to get cancer. Like, that's what a girl thinks. You bring her to the Dominican Republic. She thinks that her future with you is going to be cancer. Cancer.
This podcast brought to you in part by Mexico. Viva la Mexico. Visita mexico.com.
Well, come on, guys. We went to Mexico. How good was the food? How good was it?
Okay, Frank, do you know that, like, not every girl in the world is your ex-girlfriend? Did you know that? Like, they don't. I don't know that.
I don't. Look, I think girls are pretty similar. Look at.
I don't know. Why don't we ask Tanya? Ta-da.
Well, let's learn more about Thanya. Should we go to the next review? I think we.
Yeah, Frank, you're gonna own this one because this is probably one of the longest ones, but it was the most heartfelt one because I dated this guy for 2 years, and I put him through the fucking ringer. I'm sorry.
All right, like, this is a long one. This is a long one. It's
3 stars.
Reviews.
3 stars.
I'm gonna try to be entertaining on this. Okay.
All right,
I'm a little bit drunk right now, so I might misread or whatever. It's okay. Dating her is okay. Wait, I gotta do like a dumb guy because Tanya.
No.
Oh, wait, is he smart? Is he smart or
I
is he dumb?
tortured this man. Just put it in between.
Wait, what does he do for a living so I could kind of do the accent?
Oh, he's a project manager, so you can't do anything. You can't fucking say shit because Paul, our buddy Paul, is a project manager.
Okay, I'm going to do a smart voice. I'm going to do a smart voice. I'll try to do smart. Dating her is like trying to jump onto a moving train that you think is going to be moving at a safe pace, but ends up barreling through like the goddamn Japanese bullet train. Basically, you'll go a lot of places and it seems fun at the times, but there's a very real chance of injury. I first met her while traveling for work. This super cute gal is in a messy bun and sweatshirt, openly bragging about how she was banned from a mall for having gone ape shit on her ex-boyfriend. Interesting. You got to tell us that story, by the way. At the time, It seemed like a funny story, and not warning to call to run like QAnon moron does from reality. By the way, the QAnon people, I don't think they're too stupid. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go. Tangent.
Okay.
Yeah, gotta keep
we're not
going
there. We're not going there. So shit. In my defense, Seeing her all dolled up and smiling on our first real date had me blinded to the many red flags.
Whoa, can we pause it there real quick? Remember what I was saying about guys having to put their hand in the fire and getting burned? Boom. Anyway, go ahead.
Men, okay, Tanya, okay, what do you say? You dolled up? Men don't care about red flags if you're looking really sexy.
When you're hot and you got titties.
They're going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it. It doesn't matter. I've been there before. Why do you think I got married?
Frank is talking serious, dude. Frank, you can hear it in his voice. He's like, damn.
Let me continue.
So pretty, Wait.
We're not done. This review is hella long. So Hale apparently there was a sex trafficking ring at the hotel we were staying at. Really? A sex trafficking ring? Are you kidding?
They got busted. Me? But it's another story. Keep going.
Okay, you're going to have to cover that. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm writing it down. Don't worry.
But my dumbass was too busy being distracted, impressed with how quickly she could mow down a Harvey's burger to notice. Okay, so you're good at eating. That's attractive to a guy because, look, that's
attractive. He tells you about it.
Look, Tanya, I dated a skinny girl before, and when you see a skinny girl being able to eat, you know what it says? It says this girl has good genetics. She could
genetics.
She could eat. Yeah. She could eat a lot. She could eat as much as she wants and not gain weight. So if I have kids, they could go crazy. They could have a good life eating whatever they want to eat. Okay,
wait till you see what he writes after this.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of naturally thinking this super hot girl who can eat a burger in 2 bites might be down to clown. Mouth-wise. Okay, wait. Mouth-wise, what is he talking about?
Talking about oral sex.
Just keep reading.
Okay, you'd assume that would parlay into fun times. Except that apparently having only morphed out of her lanky, awkward face into her current hotness a year or two prior, this club-loving, okay, you like going to clubs, that's cool, ex-boyfriend beating... You beat your ex-boyfriends? That sounds not good.
I'll explain after.
Literal model of a woman. You do look like a model, Thanya. Thanya was about as sexually ignorant as a virgin nun. Wait, is your sex drive really that low?
No, this is a long time ago.
Okay. I gotta tell you, if you want a way to really fuck with a guy's confidence, I would recommend that one a shot. Okay, it wasn't all that bad during those days of the week where she could take her head out of her ass and just enjoy herself. Are some of the best memories I have. That's very romantic.
Oh, that's cute.
That sounds like he really loved you. The thing is, when you balance them against the days where everything is the worst, the world is against her. Life is so terrible, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to say which wins out. That's true. When you really love a girl, it's natural for you to think about the good times than it is to think about the bad times.
When there's so many bad ones. Yeah.
Exactly. Like when I think about my ex that I'm obsessed with to this day, hey, and if you're listening, I hope we get back together one day. I only think about the good times, all right? I'm your number one fan. I am totally ignoring all the crazy shit you've done because to me, you're a goddess. Okay, so one day you'll be laughing your ass off while she's badly singing along to In the Jungle. The next, she's slipping her shit because she feels ostracized by being the only non-Asian gal working at a Vancouver retail store. There's probably more, but to sum it up, I literally stopped dating white women because of her. By the way, this guy sounds very high-level IQ. It's been 6 years, whether it's out of fear of being with someone as chaotic as her or fear of not being with someone as great as her, I couldn't tell you. When all's said and done, she'll definitely leave you with some permanent memories, for better or for worse. 3 stars. Wow. This guy sounds like
that's
very
accurate
smart.
As hell.
He sounds like a smart and successful guy, and I think this is one of the guys that you felt like the guy that got away.
No, I was really young, and
no.
We dated like on and off for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I think I was just too young.
Look,
so,
this
you know
sounds like this guy. This sounds like the guy that has the most personality out of all the guys.
Oh yeah, definitely like the funniest. Yeah.
Like, this guy has a personality. I want to be his friend, okay? And you, what? You don't want anything to do with this interesting guy? All the other guys I read, they're so boring. If I was a girl and I was married to this whoever it was, I would cheat or kill myself. But this guy, no homo. He sounds really cool.
Yeah. He actually is cool. Same sense of humor. Very chill dude. I was just too young, and I was like in that insecurity phase where I was like, oh my god, do you love me? Do you actually love me? And I like came off as like a psychopath. And then I decided one day, literally, I left while he was at work. I packed up my shit, and this was...
What?
I literally packed up my shit and... flew home while he was at work, and I left.
And that was it. That's how it ended. And you never saw him again.
And that's it. And like I literally broke his heart. So I would assume, because like that's a big ass review for me reaching out and being like, hey, just so you know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. That's the thing, but I think wrong place at the wrong time, or wrong person, wrong time. I think that's what happened with that one. Because now that I'm older, I like look back on some of the things that have happened when we dated, and I was like, oh my god, like, I'm a crazy person. Like, the thing is, it also comes with age, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've obviously grown up a lot, and I'm not as insecure as I was.
Yeah, I don't think people should... I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't speak for everybody here, but I think it's a good idea not to get married too young. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And like, cause like, man, yeah, growing, like, I don't know. I feel like you settle out after like 26, 27. You start like, and it's so true that like, even I look back and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I did that shit. You know, like, what the hell? Anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway. So
and like,
guys, wait. There's statistics on this. If you're 28 years old, you're at the best time to get married.
All right, guys, looking for proposals.
Yeah, you go to 33, but you go past 33, you're back in the danger zone. Like 21 to 28, like, it's very dangerous. First of all, the male's brain is not developed yet. They're still playing video games. They're still little kids. Yep. They're still teenagers, okay? Women's brains, they mature faster because they have to take care of the offspring. It has to do... This is what it's like
going back
in
to
animals.
The caveman shit.
It's what it's like,
shit.
because the women have to take care of the offspring. So they have to grow up faster. So if, let's say, the kid comes out, the girl's 20, she's going to mature at 24. She's like a woman. She's fully there. She's ready to take care of the kid. Man, not so much. Not so much, okay? So
that's fair.
There is something, like, there's something, okay, I'm not going to say it's chauvinist, but there's a calculation for men that want to date women. They say that men
divide
should
by
date
2, add 7.
Half their age. What is it? Half their age plus
divide
7.
by 2, add 7.
Yeah, half their age plus 7. Okay, so that might make sense when it comes to how the man's brain grows, right? Like at 26, I got married young, right? And she was 2 years older than me, but at 26 years, at 26 years old, I feel like, I don't want to insult her in this sense, but I feel like I matured a lot past 26. Let's say at 28, I became more of a man. At 26, I was playing video games like Grand Theft Auto, and I would pass Grand Theft Auto, and I'd say, hey, ex-wife, I just passed Grand Theft Auto. Let's go get the next Grand Theft Auto. And she'd be like, yeah, that's cool. I support you in that. I support you in going to the next level of Grand Theft Auto. But at 28, I got into business, and my brain got a little bit more serious, and she was more in the teenage mindset of just partying, having fun. And so if I was 28 years old, and let's say I got into that business mentality, and I wanted to find a girlfriend or a wife, I think I would be at more of a mature stage to find that person that made more sense. Versus if you match with someone, let's say I was 20 years old or whatever it was, all we like to do is watch Netflix, right? And that's cool for young 20-something-year-olds, but you don't have your career in place. You're not grown up. Your brain's not mature. So, like, people change, and if someone changes drastically, it's not going to be a match anymore. So that's why I even told my kids, wait. Don't fall in love with someone in high school. maybe fall in love with someone in university or something, because at
but
least
how do you stop it if you go on
path.
a first date? You're in love, right? So.
Well, I give this advice to my kids so they understand. They could take my advice or they can't take it. I'm not going to force it upon them, but I think it's good advice.
Aww,
like Tanya, what do you think? Like Tanya, what do you think? If you would have settled down with the people you dated at 20 years old, do you think it would be a good idea?
I would have probably cheated.
Damn.
Yeah, and why? Yeah, so I think at 20 you're
because
28.
I was so unexperienced. I was like, my first long-term relationship was like almost 3.5 years. We owned a house together. Like, it was some serious shit. Yeah, I was like 18.
Damn, girl.
Yeah.
Did you have old money or what?
Old money. No, he cheated on me, but whatever.
Oh, shit.
But that being said, it was almost like a blessing in disguise, though, because I feel like it was almost like my first everything, where I feel like I may have had like a wandering eye in the end. Like, I was definitely blinded in the relationship, but being at the age that I am now and all the experiences that I've been through, if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't have gone to Mexico by myself. I wouldn't have gone to Vegas and like twerked on top of a fucking pool slide. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like, and met a bunch of friends. Like, I literally built my whole teenage life by partying and being a degenerate. And I feel like it's really like shaped who I am now, which is now I'm so ready to settle down. Allegedly, because I've already
been
Tanya,
through
everything.
This is a typical
you know?
story. Even my ex-wife told me this. My ex-wife had a wild life such as yours, and she would tell me she was 22 and she lived that wild life, and she said, you know, I've lived it. I've lived the life, and now I'm willing to settle down.
I've been through everything.
I'm willing to settle down. But like, is it really true? Did you really get it out of your system, or do you
I think that's not true.
Do you think
I'm going on like.
or let's say you settle down.
What does it mean to settle down, though? What does that even mean?
You have kids and all that.
Oh, okay.
Like, let's say you had kids and you're 40. Do you think
Yeah.
at 40 you might be like, man, I want to live like a wild life? Or do you think you'd be like, no, I'm good. I lived it and it's done.
I feel like I'm getting to the age where I'm like, you know what? If I find a long-term boyfriend, put a baby in me.
Just like stop taking the pills.
Wait. Okay, Tanya.
Traumatizing.
Tanya, are you wanting a baby? Are you going through those stages where you're like, oh
No.
my God, I need to have a baby?
Absolutely not.
I just want a baby.
No.
Oh my God.
Definitely not. I
Do you
still
want
have
kids?
a list. Eventually, but not now. Like, I still have a list of stuff I want to do. Like, I want to go to Ibiza. I want to go party. Like, I want to fly and travel to all these places.
God, like, I'm so ready to settle down, but like, I just gotta go to Ibiza. Like, oh my God. I just want to settle down, like, find my love of my life, but like, woo, like,
Maybe-
bruh, come on.
Maybe I'll find the love of my life partying on a boat in Ibiza. Whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like
okay.
I'm honestly gonna end up being the cool aunt that has like cats and like, you know, let's go to Disney World.
So wait.
Else to do.
You're not really anxious to have kids. You're like, whatever. If I have kids, it's cool. But if not, it's cool. Like, are you indifferent?
I think it's because I haven't met that person yet.
Aww.
I feel like when I meet that person that I want to settle down with, and I'm not like a fuckboy pretty much. Like, so that's the thing. If I'm really invested in someone, screw the dating apps. Like, I delete a bunch of contacts and I go into this hermit love bubble, okay? I become so, like, I don't know.
The thing with that, though, is like, I feel like a lot of our society is kind of like, I feel like a lot of that is within your control. I don't believe in this, like, oh my God, I'm just gonna, sorry, Frank, I'm just gonna look into her eyes and like, oh my God, her soul, like, I love her, she's the one. Like, I don't believe that. I feel like it's a lot more like, it's not like, I'm not gonna say you have to tolerate them, like, that's not what I mean, but it's kind of like, yo, there's gonna be a fucking, like, yo, they're chill, and like, they're gonna have a ton of bullshit about them. I just think that, like, it's like, yo, if you're not, like, if the bullshit isn't that bad and they're a cool person, like, all right, you know, like, seriously though, like, and I'm not saying like, you know, because like all the butterflies and stuff fade, and to me it's just like, if you have these same fundamental values, like, there's like probably literally tens of thousands of people that you'd be compatible with in the world. You know what I mean? And like, I think a lot of people are caught up on this, like, one day I'm just gonna look into their eyes and it's gonna be like, I just know. But And I feel like even
honestly,
whatever. I believe in that. I believe in
that. Yeah, my God. But yo, dude, and the thing is, you know why you believe in
know.
that? Because the people who tell those stories, they tell them from a perspective of nostalgia. They say, like, you know, okay, they're married, it's been 10 years, and they're like, I knew the moment when... That's not true, man.
I really don't think so.
Are you going to tell me they never had doubts once?
Look,
they never once doubted it?
No, I believe a gut instinct exists. I really believe it. And it's in your stomach,
okay,
right? There's even,
sure.
There's
sure,
even
but
like
it's,
scientific
dude,
studies
it's...
about
Bro,
this. Like,
come on, man. It's not...
Dude,
there's
scientific studies that there's, like, brain cells in your gut. I don't remember the exact...
Okay, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying that... I don't think it's as
dude. How many gut decisions have you made that turned out to be true? Like that turned out to be good decisions.
Not always that good, but sometimes.
I've done so. Yeah, I mean sometimes, but like Thanya, what do you think about gut decisions? What do you think about it?
Honestly, when it's like, for me, like dating wise, if it's like a gut decision where it's like, if you think like your man is cheating on you, like those kinds of gut feelings, I've been right every single time. But at the same time, I'm not the type of person to go through somebody's phone. I'm not like a jealous person at all. So like, I've never been the type of person to investigate. But at the same time, like, if I have that gut feeling that somebody's cheating on me, I will never go through their phone. Absolutely not. Because I know that the truth will always come out in the end. So I feel like but I'm also very confrontational. I feel like girls who go through guys' phones, it's because they don't want to confront it, or they want the proof in front of them, right? And be like, look what I found. And then they can back up their confrontation. Where me, I don't give a shit if I have proof or not. I will straight up be like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And then they just usually admit to it.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a standard that has to do with your father? Like, let's say you really love your father. I don't know if you love your father or not, but do you have a standard where it's like, nah, he has to match my father's standards?
No, my standards are I feel like it's what I want for myself, which is just a healthy long-term dynamic. Like, for the person that does end up sweeping me off my feet for that long term, like, I just want it to be a normal situation. You know what I mean? I know nothing's necessarily normal, but I want to live in a house, and I want to that we both split on, Frank. But yeah, and just like have like a happy situation.
Well, okay, you want this. You want this because you've grown up with this. Your parents are still together. It's healthy. So when you...
Oh my God, absolutely not. That's the thing. Like, my parents are still together, but my parents are more on, like, the redneck side, where it's, like, shoot you with a pellet gun, go play outside, and lock the door for 3 days. Like, oh, we're playing camping for the weekend. Like, you know.
They're still together, right? They're still together.
Because divorce is very expensive in Ontario. But that's the thing.
When you think of relationships, like, when you think of your marriage that you're going to have in the future... Are you thinking about it based on your parents' experience and thinking, no? Like, or are you thinking, this is my introductory husband and eventually I'm going to have my second and third husband? What are you thinking?
I definitely don't base it on my personal upbringing. But that being said, I definitely want the same values. So I definitely don't want to mirror what I grew up with. But in the end, like, we always had a roof over our heads. Like, we always had food. Like, our parents always provided for us. And, like, I was a genuinely happy kid, aside from, like, hormones and just being... I've always been, like, a very dramatic person. So like, you know what I mean? But
do you imagine divorce in your future? Or do you, because you're in a happy family, you imagine being with this whoever it is forever?
I'm definitely a forever person, but I'm the type of person as well that's like, hope for the best but expect the worst, which is a terrible mentality. I don't recommend. But at the same time, like, if I'm gonna actually commit to someone, if it actually ever gets to the marriage stage, you know I fucking love you. Because right now, like, I won't even be in a committed relationship. Like, I've had tons of boyfriends. You guys have seen this. But I've actually only been in love twice, and I've been on at least 100 dates in my lifetime.
Yo, you know what?
I mean?
I think I've told Frank this, but this is just gonna enforce his idea that his ex is gonna fucking come back to him and stuff. But I think that, like, in life, you probably have like maybe like 3 to 5 people.
Definitely, yeah, 3 only, I would say.
I'd say like 3 to 5 where you're just like fucking like
love,
holy shit.
And, I've only been in love twice.
And look, hopefully this person isn't listening, but there's this one chick. I was like, oh my fucking god. And the thing is, you know what? The first time I met her, I was like, there's not fucking, I'm not even down, dude. Like, not a chance in hell. And then, bro, I actually wanted to bring up this point earlier, but we got to get to know her, and I was like, man, this girl is fucking cool, you know. And then the point I wanted to bring up though is, anyway, I screwed that thing up like big time, but. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what do you think of like? Do you think that friends can date eventually? Do you think that's like a thing, or no? Or do you?
I had a situation like that where like I was like friends with a guy for 2 years, and he had a girlfriend the whole time. Like we were honestly strictly just friends, and then him and his girlfriend broke up, and then like. We started getting to know each other in like a romantic like setting, and like to the point that like we went on a vacation together, and we got back from vacation and I broke up with him, and he fucking lost his shit because like I just couldn't, like I thought, like I obviously really liked him because like he was one of my best friends, but honestly we don't even talk anymore. Like it completely screwed the whole situation up, and like he won't talk to me. He has a new girlfriend now and stuff, but like I feel like I manipulated myself into thinking like, dude, like this guy's your best friend, like you can 100% date and you guys can be happy. But the whole time, like we would like hook up and I would feel weird about it. I was like, oh, like I felt uncomfortable. And it's not because I didn't want to hook up with him, but like I would never make the first move to kiss him or the first move to like initiate like intimacy, because I was like, oh bro, wanna go grab some fucking pizza, like, but that's just how I am, right?
Yeah, but
he was just like, okay,
you know, like it's like the whole like, you know, friend zone thing. Like once you're in there, it's like even though you can be out of it, like you're never really, you always have one foot in that box, you know what I mean?
I tried to get him out of the friend zone, and in the end it actually ruined the relationship that we had as friends. Like I blocked and deleted off everything.
Let me ask you this. So your parents are still together. Where, you know, there's a saying, there's something out there, right? I don't know who says it. A bunch of people say it.
They're probably going to listen to this, by the way.
Look, the psychologists say that if you come from a family of divorce, you're probably going to get divorced, right? So, do you purposely look for men that have parents that are still together? Do you ask that question, or it doesn't matter to you? You could be divorced.
No, it really doesn't matter to me, because in the end, like, I solely just try to look into the person that I'm talking to, because I know a lot of people who come from really, really shitty upbringings and they're extremely successful. So it's kind of hard to gauge. They're good for
relationships, even though they come from divorce.
Well, clearly not, because we're not together right now. But you know what I mean.
Okay. The problem that I thought with the divorce thing, right? Like, because my ex came from divorce. And here's the thing about my ex. I guess it depends on every story. But my ex, her mom and her dad found way better relationships. And so for her, I think it was like subconsciously, it's like, okay, if you get a divorce, you just solve all your problems and you get a way better relationship. Do you think sometimes when you date a guy that comes from divorce that's what he might be thinking, or that doesn't really go through your head?
I've never, ever had to think about it until now, but now I'm going to be paranoid as shit. But no, I'm just kidding. But no, I've actually never thought about it like that. And
because kids usually copy their parents, right? That's kind of like the problem. Like we copy, you know, we see the example and we kind of copy it. And it messes with your mindset, right? Like if you see your parents together, I mean, it's just, there's just statistics on it, right? Like, but I mean, that's a side point. We don't need to go into that. That's maybe a bit too depressing.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. Oh my goodness.
Should we get to the next review?
And then the last one. Read the absolute last one on the page because I think we're pushing 2 hours.
Yeah,
Mark, you want to hit
here? Yeah, I'm getting.
Skip the next two and just read the last one on the page because I left the last one for Beth.
Did I close the tab? I just closed the tab. Go, Frank.
All right.
Okay,
Frank.
I'll read it.
The last one starts with called.
No, I'm not going to read the last one because this sounds pretty good. This one. Afraid of big dicks, tits for days.
That's not the one. No, that's not the one, dude. No, let's go lower.
Should we skip that one?
No,
you really want to skip?
Yes, go to the last one. Yes, we're too long.
Right,
we're like 2 hours, dude.
Tits for days.
Look, we can go 3 hours. It's okay. So,
no way, dude.
Okay. Called me a pussy ass bitch boy to my face after ordering a grapefruit radler with fresh lime at the bar. The server high-fived her and asked her if I was on my period. Worst first date I've ever had in 28 years of my existence. No stars. Okay, what'd you do to this guy? Tell us about this guy.
Literally, it's exactly what he wrote. I called him a pussy-ass bitch boy to his face. He ordered it. So I don't know if you guys have that on the East Coast, like grapefruit radler.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a beer, but it tastes like grapefruit juice, and it's bright pink.
Look, I've been there. Once, like the date that I was on with that girl that I'm in love with. Hey, if you're listening, let's date again. I said, I'll have a mojito, and she said, I'll have a beer. And then I said, okay, I'll have a beer, right? Because I didn't want to look like the guy having a mojito. So you judge this guy based on his drink.
So I ordered a beer first, okay? I ordered a beer, and then he ordered the grapefruit radler with fresh lime on the side, and then fresh lime, like, on the rim, and then also on the side, okay? And it was a first date, and I knew the server because I used to go out pretty frequently out in Calgary, and Calgary is very small. There's like 5 bars. So I knew the server, and I called the guy. I was like, what kind of drink is that? And he was like, it's just a grapefruit juice drink, like a beer drink. And I was like, pussy-ass bitch boy. And I was wasted at this point, obviously. And the server literally high-fived me, and she's like, sir, are you on your period? And it was really bad. And the date ended. He didn't even finish his beer. And then I tried to make conversation. I didn't mean to offend him at all. But if you know me personally, you know that I'm just joking around. But I guess he took it so offensively. He's just she called me a bitch.
Okay,
a bitch boy.
Your overall impression of this guy, was he a pussy ass bitch boy?
He was, and I wanted to test his sense of humor because I can't be with someone who's too sensitive and that doesn't have a sense of humor.
Okay,
and he made that very clear.
Besides the drinks that he ordered.
Oh, I didn't care about the drink. I was just joking around.
But what gave you the impression that he was a pussy ass bitch boy?
Too nice.
Okay, what is too nice?
I'm sorry.
Look, I want to learn what's too nice, so I'm not too nice in the future. For beautiful girls like you, if I go on a date with a beautiful girl like you,
wow,
what do I do? What do I do to not seem too nice?
It's
let us know. Let us learn.
The thing is, though, I think it's just a me thing. Good
okay,
guys,
wait. What did he do? What did he do? What did he specifically do to look too nice? I need to learn. You tell me what he did, because you judged him as too nice. Give it to us.
He opened the door for me.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay,
I'm pausing that here. I'm pausing. I gotta say something. Okay, look, guys. Colombians, or in other countries, this is a Canadian thing or a North American thing, where because this, equality and stuff. Okay, this is considered being a beta or too nice. If you do this in other countries, specifically in Latin American countries, specifically Colombia, it is extremely appreciated.
Well, dude, when I dated this Latina girl,
I appreciated it.
Yeah,
it's considered gentlemanly. And here's yo, you're a little bitch.
Look, when I dated this Latina girl, it was you have to open the car door for me. If we arrive somewhere, you get out of the car. Okay, and she told me right away, Frank, you need to get out of the car, open the door for me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do what you tell me, because that's what's done in your culture, and I'm going to do it. So for Tanya though, she did not like it when this guy
It's
opened
not that
the door.
I didn't like it. Honestly, I was
No, but you perceive it
flattered.
as like a fucking like the
Yeah,
guy's
but
like a
it's-
bitch.
Because I'm not used to it.
Look,
it's because I'm not used to it. Because
okay,
I go
got
with
it.
Well, you don't,
guys,
because you're
Look,
like, exactly.
It's an accumulation. What else did he do? So he opened the door for you. What else did he did to make you think this guy's too nice? I just can't. What else did he do? He opened the door. What else?
I feel like it's just the body language as well. Like, it's just like, I think it's just the sensitivity level. Like,
so what
for
did he do?
me,
Like what? Touch your hand and say, hey, what's up, Tanya? How you having a good time? Like, what did he do physically or emotionally, or what did he do to make you think that?
It's just a conversation of him being very proper and calm. I think that's what it was, where for me, like, you guys know me, I'm like, I swear a lot. I'm very like frat boy-ish.
We
I'm
gotta
like,
get we gotta get
boying.
the
Like,
polar opposite of you on one of these days and get. Like,
oh, absolutely, like a nice,
So he was
respectable girl. Yeah.
He was too PC. That's what you're telling me.
Well, you're
So
nice and respectable. Come on.
Kind of sometimes.
What is that? What he is? He was too PC, too nice, too too politically correct. What was it?
Yes. I think that's, and then also, like, I'm in Alberta, so it's a lot of very, I'm not going into politics with you guys, but it is a very conservative province, right? So I feel like everything is about politics, and it's just very, it's politically correct. Everybody does the same thing. And just even in our conversation, I felt like I couldn't even be myself. Like, when I feel like I can't be myself, that's not fun for me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to shoot the shit with someone and have some good banter, somebody who can roast me, because, like, I can take a joke and I can roast them back, right? So that's the thing, like, someone who's not walking on eggshells around me, because I have such a strong personality. Because I've had guys who literally look like they're about to piss their pants on the date, and they're, like, sweating from every piece of clothing, like they're soaked, just talking to me about their siblings or their job. And I'm like, do I come off that intimidating? So I just, like, I feel like guys who aren't as, like, that don't match my personality, and they're just very, very nice, and they just want to make sure that they're completely respectable and they don't say the wrong thing, I just can't vibe with it.
All right,
so
great.
Like,
so we got what you don't like. Tell us about a good date. Tell us about, like, what a guy did right, because our listeners are trying to learn how to date.
Are our listeners still listening?
Yeah,
our
no,
listeners have gone to bed.
We gotta. Yeah, I think we gotta end this here, guys. Soon.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Me and Frank are going to talk forever.
You go to sleep. We'll keep on talking. so like, okay. So what's like, okay, for you, what is a good date? Like, when it comes to the guy, you're saying this guy's too friendly. What would you, if you had to describe, like, a real alpha, obviously you need an alpha male. So what's like what's an alpha male date for you? What do you what do you consider alpha male? Is it a physical thing, muscles, or is it more of like an attitude thing for you, or is it a combination? What is it?
It's definitely 50-50. Like you said, like you asked me earlier if I had a type. Mm-hmm. I don't have a type, but I do have a preference. There's like a very big difference. So, like, the guys that I go for on dating apps, like, I obviously go for the bio and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, this guy might have the same personality as me, and I'm attracted to him physically. Let's see how this goes. But the thing is, like, just me being attracted to them, I could be attracted to a lot of guys, but if I had to, like, build a bitch workshop, like, create my own boyfriend in my room right now, would I do, like, taller than me? Yes. Like, but the thing is, I don't, a lot of the guys that I've dated have been my height, like 5'10", 5'11". But if I got to pick a guy that I want, he'd be over 6'5". He would have blue eyes. Like, you know what I mean? And, like, but that's because I have blue eyes and I like the aesthetic of blue eyes. But I've dated guys with brown eyes and green eyes and, like, all sorts of things, right? So, yeah, definitely an alpha male that doesn't put up with my shit, because obviously I have shit to put up with, like, that guys have to put up with.
Now we're talking about shit. What are some shit tests that you do on the regular to test a guy?
I don't necessarily consider it a test, but I've been told that I'm extremely hard to read, right? So if I'm not emotionally invested in a guy, he will not know if I like them or like him, if I don't like him, if I'm interested. I play such a bad poker face that I think like that's been my biggest default in dating, because I've been very invested in a guy and he won't pull a move on me because he's like, dude, I can't read you. Like, do you want to go home? And I'm like, oh no, I'm having a great time. I just don't want to give guys like my full emotion if I'm not fully invested emotionally. If there's no long-term potential, if I don't feel it on the first date, usually it's going to be a write-off and it's going to fizzle out, which is extremely unrealistic.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's unrealistic. I think first impressions matter.
Love at first sight is what I'm looking for, essentially.
So. I think so. I don't think that's unrealistic. I think gut instinct matters. Yeah.
My gut instinct.
Okay. I think we're going to move on to these other questions now. We've covered these reviews.
Mark is like, I'm trying to go to bed, motherfuckers.
No, dude, Mark, this is too long, man. It's actually too...
Mark, you could go to bed if you want.
I don't want to go to bed. I'm saying this is actually too long.
Nah, it's not too long. It's not too long. All right, let's
2:24 right now?
Let's move on to the next questions. Here's the next questions. Have you moved for a guy, or have you matched with a guy on these dating apps and have traveled to meet the guy?
Yep.
All right, tell us about that.
I was living in Ottawa. This is actually like a fucked up story. So I was 19, 20. So I was young and still like, again, my brain is not developed at this time of my life. And I'm on like, I just got out of the 4-year relationship. So I'm like on a rebound. I'm all messed up. I'm drinking, I'm clubbing, I'm like doing my own thing and dyeing my hair and being a stupid idiot. So I go on Plenty of Fish, as some call Plenty of Filth nowadays. And I match with this guy and we chatted for 4 months. So we did the FaceTime thing, so like I knew that he wasn't like a catfish or anything. Okay. So we chatted for 4 months and everything was good, and then we're like, it was Christmas break and he's
4
like,
months. Are you kidding me? This guy had to invest 4 months before having to meet you?
Yeah, because he was in Winnipeg. Okay. So the thing is, he was like, I really want to meet you, and it was Christmas break, and he had like a week off or 2 weeks off or something. So he's like, I'm staying at my parents' in Winnipeg, and I want to meet you. I was like, well, do you want to come to Ottawa? Like, we were both living at our parents' house. So we schemed this sketchy plan where we said that I was going to fly to Winnipeg to meet him and stay at his house with his parents for a week. So we made up this big story that we had been dating for 8 months and we had already met, like we're in a full-blown relationship. And he asked his mom, like, hey, by the way, like I have a girlfriend and I really love her and I want you guys to meet her. Can she fly down to Winnipeg for the week? For Christmas week. And his parents were like, absolutely, we'd love to meet your girlfriend. So we booked a ticket. I flew to Winnipeg, and like going down the escalator, we like set it up and everything. He like texted me what he was wearing. Like just FaceTiming and seeing a person like in person could be completely different. So I was like, well, fuck, I don't want to walk towards the wrong person because we're supposed to be in a relationship. Like, we're supposed to know each other, right? Yeah. So we created this big lie, and I went down the escalator, and he was like there, and he like waved at me. And then I went up to him, and I had to pretend that we're in a relationship. So I'm giving him a hug, and we're like full-blown Oscar-nominated acting performance. We like kissed, and I was like, oh my God, I missed you so much. And then we went to his parents' house, and and then I stayed in his room for a week because, like, we shared a bed, we shared a room. But what his parents don't know is that we actually met at the same time that I met them. So that's the craziest. And then we dated for a year and a half, so I guess it didn't end too bad.
Isn't that the plot of a movie?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I'm gonna copyright that shit.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the plot to a movie where this person's like has to pretend that this person's like their significant other or something.
Oh, but that's the thing. Okay. We were actually in a relationship, but the thing is we had never met. So nobody knew that we had never actually met.
All right. So
we bamboozled everyone.
You moved for that guy. Didn't you move to Hawaii as well for another guy?
No, but I was going to Hawaii like every month for that guy. Christ. Yeah. So, and this was like full fare.
Did you
just paying for the flight?
Did you go because of Hawaii? Because it's a beautiful place to hang out, or did you go because you were really attracted to that
guy? So I did actually really like him, but I knew that he would never commit to me. So I definitely took advantage that he was a guy that I liked having around, and it was just a bonus that he lived on one of the most beautiful islands in the world. So I was like, this guy's never gonna fucking commit to me. He's 35 years old, doesn't want a relationship, and he's made that pretty fucking clear to me. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I still fell for him a little bit.
How did he make it clear to you?
He straight up told me, he's like, I'm not the commitment type of guy, like, just a heads up. So if you get hurt, this is on your own. Like, I'm not hiding anything from you. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I'm a cool girl.
But
and of course, I was there, like,
did you want more?
Oh, 100%.
Were you like, ha, not commitment guy, huh? But like, I can make you commit. I'm the shit.
Well, that's what I tried to do. I literally kept going every month trying to change his mind.
Let me ask you this. What are some of the things you did to make him change his mind?
I visited him every month, which is a lot of fucking effort from someone from Canada.
Okay, what else?
You know, I definitely planned a lot of the stuff when we were there, and I, like, made sure that I was independent while he was at work. Like, I just tried to make him see that I was a cool girl. But then even after, so, like, he actually no longer lives in Hawaii.
Well, okay,
he lives in Seattle.
The things you did, you basically became the dream girlfriend. And I have a theory.
I tried, and it didn't work.
Look, I have a theory. My theory is when a girl wants to marry you or wants you to commit hard, she's going to pretend to be this dream girlfriend, like, be amazing, and you're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I hit the lottery. But they're just doing it for a bit, and then once they get you to commit... the dream girlfriend act goes away. Have you done this before? Is this true, or am I dumb? Like, and I'm just making up these theories.
So
have you done it before, where you act like a dream girlfriend, you get them, you know you got them, and you just.
I wouldn't have gotten dumped every time if it wouldn't have gone away, right?
Okay.
But for this Hawaii guy, like, no joke, and like I'm still friends with a lot of his friends. I have them all on social media, and we're all like really close. Like, me and him don't really talk anymore, but like, I feel like I wasn't pretending to be like a good, like a future good girlfriend, because I know that if he would, I worked so hard for him to commit to me, that if he did, I would have been like in those love blinders, right? I would have definitely given him everything that I had, and I wouldn't have fucked around or done anything, because I think I worked so hard and I genuinely liked him. So I feel like that's why in my long-term situation, if I find a person... You told
us this the other day. You said you didn't find him that good looking. So is that true? I mean, did you really not find him that good looking? You said, oh, he's kind of okay. Is that true? Did you really just find him okay?
I didn't say he was bad looking. I just felt like he was just like the average dude. You know what I mean? Like, nothing special. Like, there's guys hotter, but there's guys that are less attractive. Like, I was attracted to him physically, 100%. But at the same time, like, is there hotter guys out there? Absolutely.
Do you think because okay, I know a little bit about this background story. Do you think because you lived in a $15 million mansion next to the ocean, did that increase the attraction level a little bit?
No, because he didn't own it. No, because he didn't own it.
Really?
So
he didn't own it.
You know what I mean? He rented that room. So no, I genuinely, I did really like that guy, and I even tried, after he moved out of Hawaii, he moved to Seattle. I went to visit him in Seattle, tried to like make him realize that I wasn't only after him for these like awesome Hawaii trips.
Yeah, and how did you do that? How'd you do that? What'd you do?
I flew to Seattle. I flew to Seattle for a weekend.
When you were there, what did you do to convince him?
I don't know, I was just nice, and I'm not nice to boys usually. Yeah. So, you know, I was just like a nice, genuine girl, and I was just like trying to make him see that with the efforts that I was taking.
You gave him the dream relationship, which I've seen before.
And he didn't take it. He didn't bite.
Where a girl gives a dream relationship, so you're like, okay, good, you know, I got to marry this girl. So he didn't believe it.
He didn't bite. No.
He didn't buy it. Okay.
But in the end, he said that I was in the wrong. He's like, "Why do you keep trying? I already told you that I'm not a commitment guy. I never want kids. I never want to get married. Like,
and why is
I
that?
like what we have."
Why do you think he did?
Yeah, why is he a commitment guy? Do you know his background?
I don't know.
Like, no, don't know. Okay.
Not that well, honestly. Like, I'm pretty sure his parents are still together and stuff. Like, he seemed like he had his shit together. He was doing his own thing, but...
Do you think it's because he had too many options where he just could not be a commitment guy? Because you said that you go to the airport sometimes and he'd be waiting for the next girl. Do you think...
Or I would see that he would have another girl like a week after I left, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, but in the end, I knew.
Do you think it's because he had too many options where it's just impossible
I think so.
To be a commitment guy?
He never wanted to outlive the bachelor life. Mm-hmm. And he knew he can get any girl he wants with his perks, so I think that's what it is.
And because he had so many options, was that really a turn on for you? Where you're like, wow, this is so cool?
No, it made me work harder. Which is crazy.
So you wanted to work hard, which is awesome for him, right? Not so good for you.
I feel like he might have taken advantage of it because and that's the thing. He was like, dude, you're one of the coolest girls I know. I love like going on hikes with you, and I love hanging out and like all these things.
You didn't find this guy so good looking. You find him kind of average looking, but
I feel like girls, doesn't matter what chicks, they'll date girls. Guys can league skim. I definitely league skimmed. It's harder for girls to league skim. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense.
But did you find this guy so kind of like, was it the personality or the confidence or just the fact that you knew that he had so many girls after him? Because you said he was kind of okay looking, and I saw him. He was okay looking, but he looked really, really alpha male. He would look really like
he's definitely an alpha male, 100%.
And he flies jets or something, right? Like he's a pilot of some sort. Right, bombs things or something. So, like that is a perk too. So alpha male guy, not so good looking, but alpha male. Which
honestly, I think I was so infatuated by the like sexual chemistry that we had that I was completely head over heels for this guy, and like. I was disregarding the shitty shit that he was doing, like having random girls right after I was there, and like, you know, like
Did you confront him? Did you confront him? Did you say, "Hey,
no, I never, no." No, I mean,
you don't really have a right to.
It wasn't my right to. I was like, I put myself in this position, but because there was such good chemistry, I didn't care.
Okay, but
like in the end, I started not caring.
Did you not confront him because he said, "Listen, I'm a player." That's what he said basically. I'm a player.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I like dating, and that's what it is, and you got to accept it.
No, because in the end, I feel like it's like gaslighting. Because I was thinking, he's like, he told me he was a player. Who am I to come out of the like woods and be like, yo, why do you have this girl over? He'd be like, bitch, I fucking told you that this was gonna happen.
Basically, you had tons of respect for this guy. You kept the respect. You tried to show him how awesome you were. But the guys that were too nice, that were like, I'm kissing your ass or whatever, you're like, nah, I can't do it. So it's basically, weird. Our listeners are learning here. You have to be alpha male. And you have to give the girl the impression that you have a lot of options. Because this guy, maybe he didn't have a lot of options. It could have been his sister flying in, right? And that.
Oh, definitely not. Tanya, but yeah, that's true.
But she had the impression that this guy had a lot of options. So girls respect that. Girls really respect a man that has a lot of options and doesn't care if you commit. You don't want to commit, it's cool. You know, I got a lot of options. Girls like that. They like to chase. And they don't
honestly, though, like, I think it's like a lose-lose situation. Because if for some reason he would have been like, okay, yeah, let's be exclusive. True. And he was still like flirty and he had his like monkey branches and shit, I would have been like, who the fuck is that? And like turn into fucking Satan. You know what I mean? I would have been the worst girlfriend ever because of how he is if he ever committed to me. So it was a lose-lose situation. It's either he dated me the way that he did, or he commit to me, and then I get pissed off about it, about the way that he is. So you can't win.
Okay, let's go to the subject of you rejecting guys, which is the next question, which is
a lot.
Has the no contact rule ever worked? So have you ever? So the no contact rule is when a girl breaks up with you or says, "I need some space," or "This is not working out," the guy is just supposed to say, "Okay, cool. You go do what you want. I don't care. I'm indifferent. Contact me if you want a relationship," right? So the guy doesn't know. I've seen it to be true. If a girl rejects me, I'm just like, okay, I'll just say that it's cool, and I won't talk to her for X amount of time, and like clockwork, she'll contact me, right? So has that ever worked for you where you said you have zero attraction? Like, I mean, zero.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yep, I've been there.
And the guy says, "Okay, cool. You want to break up with me? It's cool. It's cool. Bye." And then because he's not contacting you, you contact him, and the attraction level grows. Tell us about that. Has that ever happened to you?
So it has happened to me, and I've been like no attraction, and then I'll like cut somebody off. And then I'll go out and contact them again. But me specifically, and again, like this is an isolated case because like I'm a little off mentally when it comes to...
I think you're a good example of what a lot of girls are.
So I will contact a guy back that I know is into me, and I pulled the plug on not being attracted. Like I have all the power, and I cut them off, and they decided to not contact me. If I contact them a week and a half or 2 weeks later, it's because my phone is dry and I'm bored. And I know they're going to answer me.
So
you know what I mean?
It's never an attraction level thing? It's never like, oh my God, the attraction level is high.
It's like because I'm bored.
Thing.
It's like I'll link up with them because I'm bored and I know that they like me. So, but the thing is, me personally, I will never go to a point where I'll lead somebody on being like, "Oh, I really wish we could have dated." Like, no, fuck that. I'll be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, how's your weekend?" Or like have like a basic conversation. But no, personally, for me, just to have attraction to someone where I romantically want to pursue them is very rare, and that's why I friend zone so many people, right? But like. Yeah, if the no contact thing and then I end up contacting them, it's because I'm bored. Okay, or there's nobody hitting me up in my DMs.
Okay, here's a joke, and I want you to elaborate, like to talk about this joke. So, Paul is 60 years old. His girlfriend Jenny is 20 years old. How rich is Paul? Tell us about that. What do you think about that?
Old money! Paul's got old money.
Okay, so do you like you said in your area they like to chase old money?
Not old money. They like oil and gas money. It's a little different.
Okay, and what do you think about that when you're on the dating scene? Does your attraction level increase if you find out they are oil and gas money or old money or kind of like rich, or does that not affect the attraction level?
For me personally, but I'm also not like your average girl. I honestly do not care. You can work full-time at McDonald's if you've got a good face and a good personality.
I personally think you're lying. I think you're lying.
It's because I didn't come from money and I don't have money.
Okay, give me an example. Give me an example then of a guy that you dated that worked at McDonald's.
Okay, I've never dated anyone that worked at McDonald's, but
point proven. I don't think I think the listeners can agree. That's. I
dated a guy who worked at Sports Check. Does that count?
Maybe it counts.
It's like minimum wage, kind of.
Maybe it counts. Okay. So how long did? Okay, that doesn't count.
The last guy I dated was a DJ.
Yeah.
But bars.
DJ, but how old were you? Like
28. It was 27. It was last year.
Yeah, but how many dates did you go on?
We dated for 6 months, 6.5 months.
Were you taking him seriously? Were you thinking about having kids?
100%. So you know how I said that I was only in love twice? It was that guy and then my 4-year relationship.
Okay, but if you had kids with this guy, was this guy a very successful DJ? Was he going to be able to pay the child support if you got divorced?
No. Definitely not.
So you didn't care?
For sure not.
You didn't care?
I did not care. And that's the thing. And he was such a nice guy. And in the end, I don't make that much money either. Flight attendants make shit money. So it's just being myself and knowing how much of a struggle it was, like just kind of supporting myself, I feel like I have that mentality when it comes to other people. And that's also why I split the bill. I'm like, well, I know that I have to work really hard and I practically make minimum wage. I don't know what this other person's
so we're talking
about
minimum wage here. So do you have a cutoff point? Like, does a guy need to make X amount of money, or you don't care? Like, could he literally work at McDonald's but he has a good face and a good personality and you'll date him or even marry him? Or do you have like a standard? Are you like, he needs to make X amount of money, or it's just I'm not gonna take him seriously?
So in the end, I feel like I don't care how much money he makes, but he needs to be supporting himself, and he needs to be responsible. And like, he can't be making like minimum wage and then going to the casino every night and being like, fuck, I just blew my rent. Like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be responsible. I feel like if you can support yourself and you budget well and you're just doing well and living within your means, and you don't have to rely on me for any type of financial like support while we're dating, then there's nothing for me to say, because in the end, I support myself.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
That's the way that I look at it.
But what you told me when we were in Mexico, you said, "Oh, my parents."
I drunk, Frank?
You were drunk. You said, "My parents come from modest means, so I'm not looking for the super rich guy or whatever." What about your friends? That you said your friends are trying.
I have very rich friends. That's the thing. I come from a very poor family, but I have a lot of rich friends.
So
but I've been on dates.
Yeah, but those rich friends, they're trying to chase the old money. Do you think they're trying to chase the old money because they are rich, and they're like, my mom and dad are rich, and so I need to find some
you can't go lower,
guy
dude.
That's
they want to be able to live in the lifestyle that they're used to. I'm used to fucking no-name hot dogs and watching a black and white TV on 3 channels. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I was like, oh, sweet. Like, the bar's pretty low. And I feel like that's why I have appreciative for little things. Like, also, like, you know how I said that it was kind of weird that guy opened the door for me? It's not that I didn't like it. It made me uncomfortable, because that's not what I'm used to. I'm used to, like, kick the door open, be like, get the fuck out and grab me a beer. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not used to that level of respect, like the gentleman side. Like, I've been on dates with some rich dudes in some crazy cars, and it made me uncomfortable, because I feel like I don't measure up to that lifestyle. So I made
you feel like but I don't know, I've known some girls that like come from poor families that like they have friends, and they're not even they're not from rich families either, but those two girls would be like, let's date rich guys. And, you know,
it would be nice.
They succeeded.
Course, but...
They both, I just know these girls, right? They succeeded. They found rich guys, and one married a rich guy, then they got divorced. Yeah. And another one married a rich guy, and they're still together. So it's like, you know, not so like, oh, okay, you married a rich guy to get divorced or whatever.
I feel like if I meet someone and the connection is genuine and he happens to be rich, and I'm comfortable, then of course it would be nice. Everyone wants a good life, but if I don't have it, I'm also not the type of person to seek a rich guy, because I would feel guilty taking advantage of them because I know the value of money. I feel like that actually low-key like messed me up, and that's why like I can't, like, if a guy like we go out, I'll order the cheapest thing on the menu, and we can be at a 5-star restaurant. And I will order the cheapest thing.
I don't think you should. I think you should order the most expensive.
No, I order the cheapest thing, because I know
you got to show your value, Tanya. You got to just order.
I know, but I know that I'm gonna offer to split the bill, and I don't want it to be too expensive because I'm broke. So like, that's the type of person I am. Like, I'm just very careful, and money doesn't buy happiness at all. Like, I used to have a very, very good career, which we're not going to go into.
I don't know
if
that's true. I don't know if that's true. This is a business podcast, and we're gonna say me and Mark are gonna say, in this business podcast, we believe that money buys happiness.
It helps. It definitely helps.
Tanya doesn't believe it, but But yeah, go on. So you don't think that the money buys happiness, and you want to date these guys that
for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for my own personal life, I had determined that money doesn't buy happiness. Like, I went from a $70,000 job, like, without overtime, pretty much, to a $25,000 job because I wanted the freedom of having more time off. You know what I mean? It took me 6 months to quit and to make that jump. But that was like, okay, am I really willing to do, like, to have a $50,000 pay cut? And I took it. And do I regret it? Yes, but no, but it's not. It's not because of the like. Do I miss the money? Absolutely. Do I miss getting $3,000 paychecks every 2 weeks? Absolutely. But in the end, am I happier now, genuinely as a person, making $25,000 a year? Absolutely.
You only make 25 grand.
Yeah, dude, I'm on the 3-year gap. We're going to talk about it outside the podcast, but yeah. And like everything with pandemic right now, everything's wage freeze and all this
Yeah, you know
shit,
what's crazy is like, I'll agree with you, and I'm even in a worse situation. I used to make like 100-something thousand. And, but I hated being on the road.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was, and now I'm making less. But I mean, I have my business, like in terms of like paying myself less, you know, like
yeah.
And I don't take anything out of my business, but like man, that it's like just the ability to like the free time. I mean, it depends on what you value in life. I'm not gonna say money's not important. I really do value money a shit ton.
I would love to have more money for sure.
And I don't value the money necessarily in terms of like, because I see money as freedom. The more money you have, the more shit you can do.
Yep. Yeah.
So like, for
sure.
You know. So anyway, whatever.
I mean, it would be nice, but I don't seek it out in a man. Like, I'm not gonna go because I feel like I'm looking more for genuine connection. Because when I do fall in love with someone, that's it. Like, that's it for me. I become like the sackiest.
This is my opinion. Like, when I see girls that are going after these rich guys, I don't actually look down upon them because I think it's less selfish because they're thinking about their kids. So they're thinking about, like, is my kid gonna have a good education? Is my kid gonna have good food? And that's what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about them. So the girl that's like saying, oh, I don't care about money. I'm going to go for the poor guy because it makes me happy. But what about your kid? Is your kid going to eat at McDonald's every day?
Dude, I dropped out of college. I dropped out of college 3 times. I turned out all right.
Yeah, but like, this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people go, oh, I hate these girls that chase money.
Yeah.
But are these girls really bad? Maybe these girls care about their babies. How about that?
Yeah.
How about they care about their offspring, and they care about their offspring having a good education and good food? Is it really bad to want your kid to have good food? I don't think so. I think food matters, okay?
Honestly, if I didn't have a guilty conscience, I would definitely go for a rich guy. 100%. Who the fuck doesn't want a nice car and a nice house? And, like, I'd be able to work minimum hours because my husband takes care of me? Of course I would. Like, no girl doesn't want that.
Well, I'm just, look, I have daughters, right?
I can't.
And I'm not trying to brainwash them or whatever, but I tell them, hey, why don't you wait till, you know, college. Don't choose your boyfriend in high school. They might be losers. Wait till college.
Don't date your boyfriend in high school. Date their dads.
Yeah, wait till university when the guy has his shit together. He's figuring out what he wants to do in life.
That's smart. I would have not wasted so much time. Fuck.
You know, I don't think.
Hey, you never know. By the way, shit can happen, huh? You know, she can lose. People think that life only goes up,
ways. It could go both ways. We don't just have to say, oh, women dating guys that have money. Nowadays, women make a lot of money. Women make a lot of money. Men making more than men even. I know a guy that's divorced, and it's a lady that makes more money, and it's her that's paying the child support. It's not him.
Yeah.
He took care of the kids while she went to go work at the high-paying job. All right, so he gets the payment. So I'm not trying to be like, I'm not saying like, don't think of me as a chauvinist or whatever. Oh, you got to go date a rich man. Women sometimes are the ones that are making more money these days.
I'm hoping this podcast that I launch next week is going to make me $1 million fucking dollars. So, because there's nothing open right now and I can't find a job. So.
You're going to make millions of dollars launching your podcast, and And then,
forget about
then,
you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
and then
No.
you're not gonna feel bad about dating these rich oil and gas guys.
No, because I'm gonna be in the same lifestyle. I date within my lifestyle, and right now, I am a broke ass podcast starting rookie because I have no money and no boyfriend, and I'm just starting from the absolute bottom. Doesn't mean that am I committing to someone right now? No, I'm just waiting till I'm successful so I can find someone successful. So.
All right, let's talk about that. Like girls that are chasing
for
the
10 more minutes. You got 8 minutes,
Dude,
Frank.
yeah, we're cutting this off in 3 hours, bro.
Okay, look, we got 8 minutes and we'll go to bed. So let's talk about girls that are chasing the 1% of men. You know, the 1%, the rich guys with the six,
old money.
You know, the six packs and they're old money and they're highly educated. Like,
yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something here. Okay, you know what it is though. Okay, even if they're chasing them, bro, don't go for 10s. Go for 6, not 6. Go for like 7, 8s, man. I shouldn't say that actually, but it's
look,
true.
Tanya's friends are dating these guys, or like, do you have girls that are dating these guys that they don't come from money, but they're just really hot, and they're able to date these guys?
100%. But they don't have a guilty conscience because they're so set on this goal where they're like, I just want a rich life. I just want my kids to have a good life. And you're right. That absolutely. They're not being selfish, but they're like, I don't care.
I'm right. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to go for this rich guy, even if they're not attracted to them, because in the end, they know that it will benefit them long term. Where me, personally,
could end up
I would
cheating.
rather... Oh, it always ends up in cheating. But, like, or for the most part, where for me, like, I just want a genuine connection, right? And, like, if it happens to be a rich, successful dude, well, fuck bonus to me. Because then I won't have to fake it like a lot of these girls are doing.
There's a cost of everything, yo. The thing is, like, for me, I think that in terms of that, like, the person you're going to spend your life with, like, you're going to spend a lot of fucking time with them. And there's a couple things you need to get right in your life. And it's the person you're with and then your job, ideally, because that's the thing you're going to do the most of. So don't fuck that up, you know. So anyway.
Yeah. That's very, very fair. I agree. It's a hit or miss situation, but again, do I judge my friends that are pursuing these rich guys? Absolutely not. I just have a guilty conscience about it because I feel like I'm taking advantage of a person. And for someone like me, I think it's because I've been taken advantage of, that I know it's a shitty feeling, so I just don't want to do it to someone else. You know what I mean? When it comes to money. When it comes to serial dating, that's a different fucking story. But, like, to genuinely want to commit to someone long term, I'm like, yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's it. All right.
Well, I think we covered everything, and we learned a lot here about the dating world.
Yes.
And we're really appreciative that you gave us this insight into the online dating world, and it's going to help us have a more realistic approach when we go into the online dating world.
My phone is always open. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Try to not get lost in the 1,000 other fucking messages.
And you're going to launch your podcast. What is it called again?
I am. Yeah, so my podcast is called Mediocre.Blonde. It's being launched, I want to say...
Mediocre.Blonde, what's the description for it again? It was a very, very good description.
Oh, my description? My description is mediocre comedy podcast about miscellaneous life troubles, the horrors of dating, and being a complete dumpster fire of a person.
Wow,
not
that's actually
suitable
great.
For work.
That's awesome.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, so I already have it's on private right now. Like everything, I'm like creating the YouTube channel, I'm creating the Instagram, and I'm doing all the ads and the teasers and the clickbait and all this shit right now. And I'm just gonna bank a few episodes, and then I'm gonna launch it. What are we today? Thursday? By next Thursday, I think I'm going to launch at least 2 episodes, maybe 1.5, like an intro, and then just kind of blow it up with like marketing and stuff. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared because you never know. I've had friends who started these little projects out of just for fun, and now they're selling merch. You know what I mean? You have to be really, really prepared. And personally, I don't personally find myself funny. So, like, but in the end, like, I don't know, you're always your worst critic, right? So I know that I can edit. I'm a very creative person. So we'll see how this goes. And it was, like, awesome talking to you guys. We were able to do it for 3 hours. I can do 30-minute episodes every fucking week. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Yeah. So Mediocre.Blonde is my podcast. You can follow me. Tanya with an H. Thanya, whatever. But yeah, so hopefully they'll be
my headphones are about to die or are dying.
All right,
so.
let's do it.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. I hope you learned something. Thank you, Frank.
Have a good night or a good day.
All right, guys. And now we.
So
how do we end this? Okay, how do we end it? Okay, guys. Well, thanks.
It's like 1, 2, 3, bye.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Now it's over.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Shit.